Hello, my name is the Brass Love One Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. This is a storyline reading as far as the man, the deputy, who I might say officer, cop throughout the storyline. I might not stick with saying deputy because I'm used to saying cop. Okay, so if I can keep remembering to say deputy, you'll hear it. If not, you're going to hear me say cop, officer. All of them is the same as far as I'm concerned. Law enforcement. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep saying that, but if it don't come out and it come out the other way, it means the same. Okay, so I'm the Brass Love One Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. This storyline reading is about the deputy who murdered Ryan Hilton, an 18-year-old in Cincinnati, it was. So, wait a minute, let me make sure, because I had to start it over. I can't keep doing them over. Let me make sure it's Cincinnati. Okay, I got a card that says Cincinnati, and on the back say Rangers. But this wasn't a ranger, right? He was a deputy, so maybe he was a ranger, so that card will be accurate. I don't think it came out, though. That's the thing about it. Okay, let me just make sure so I won't be saying anything wrong in this one. Okay, Ryan Hilton showing. I just want to make sure it's Cincinnati. Okay, because I don't want to keep saying it, keep doing it over. Okay, it's Cincinnati. Okay. Well, Ryan Hilton was an 18-year-old teenager who was shot down. So I'm hearing from the back, but I don't know. I wouldn't know because it's not. I don't see it written up in anything online as far as how many times he was shot or if it was in the back or what. I don't see anything written, right? But as far as it's a still shot, because I refuse to look at the video because I don't like looking at any kind of videos of people being murdered, right? So it's a still shot, a picture that's on the internet. It's just a still shot. So his back is to my eyes. So that means he is running because his feet look like they in motion, like they could be where he running. And then they show another one where the front a little bit of him, right? And it's like still from that angle, and the cop is all the way over, unless there's more than one cop there at the time. I think it is, though, more than one of them, but it was one over near the car or whatever that was. So I don't know. Only the cop know, God know, and Ryan know, and the body camera and on any other cameras, because let me see, is it a witness? Did the witness call come out? Oh, it didn't. Let me think for a minute. Because I had to do this again, so let me just try to remember. I don't know yet. I don't know if it's a witness. I have to put the cards down, then it'll let me know because I'm going to be reading them, okay? So let me just start with the first card I got yesterday. Let me say this. I'm just one of them kind of people. I don't want nobody to die. Myself personally, I don't. So when people get murdered, I really had to express that people got to stop murdering people, because there's nothing on this earth that's worth murdering somebody. There's another way about things. You don't have to murder anybody. The jail system is for when people cause trouble. They get put in jail. So I break in your house, get some kind of protection to your house where nobody can break in. There's no reason to be murdering people. It really is not. And people try to make it acceptable, justified, and acceptable, and it's not. So on one hand, it's fine for this cop to murder Ryan Hilton, but then his father, on the other hand, murdered a deputy. So I don't think nobody should murder anybody. So see, I'm one of them kind of people that's not for that. I don't care which one it is. I don't want nobody murdered, because both lives, everybody's life is precious. Everybody's. Nobody's is better than another. Nobody's. Nobody is exempt. Nobody's life is better than the other. Because I hear about, if I just try to look up Cincinnati with this situation, and I just kept hearing about a man murdered an officer, a deputy. And I pretty much barely even saw anything about Ryan, but his family standing there. So it's like, it's dimming his life like his life wasn't nothing. And it's standing on the deputy life. Get what I'm saying? But you gotta remember, in God's eyesight, nobody's life is better than another. Now that's man's kind of thinking, where you think somebody's life better than somebody else's for some reason. From status, skin color, class, or whatever you judge it off of. But newsflash is not. Everybody's life is equal, because everybody has breath. So you equal, right? You have legs, you have arms, unless they amputated or something happening there. Everybody's equal in God's eyesight. One life is not better than the other. For Mr. Robert Hilton, I'm saying it wrong. Mr. Rodney. Okay, this is a storyline I'm reading for Ryan Hilton and this deputy. But it's mainly about the deputy, as far as asking God, why did this deputy felt it was okay to murder this teenager, an 18-year-old Ryan Hilton? What was that all about? You're supposed to just take people into jail if they do something wrong. Or they could have just got the license plate number of the car he was in. Or just said the description of what he had on or whatever and let him run, and he would have been found. But instead, this officer decided to just kill him. So on the internet, it's saying he was shot more than one time, but I don't see it written. Now, when it comes down to anything written about Rodney Hilton, I hear that because he killed a deputy. But when it comes down to Ryan Hilton and the murder of him, you see nothing. It's like, well, he was shot, and that's all to it. There's no feeling in it whatsoever. All the feeling going to the deputy. And the deputy was innocent. He was innocent. He's minding his business, doing whatever his job is, innocent. So it's terrible that happened to him, because he was innocent and he was somebody's relative and friend and everything else, and special in somebody's life. And also Ryan was special in his family and friends and people he knew life, who loved him. Is equal people. Nobody's life better than another. Nobody's. So going off of, when I look at news clips, it looks like they can't have no kind of empathy for Ryan. His life is like snuff, They not looking at one of their own murdered that teenager and shot him down. I saw a couple still shots, and it looked like his back is turned, but he's running. It's still shots, because I don't want to watch the video moving. It's like a still shot, so his back was to this man in the still shot that I saw, right? So, and looked like he's in a running position, but it's not okay for nobody to murder anybody and say it's justified. And then with somebody else you say that is not justified. It don't work like that. God don't want it like that. That's man's way of making things work for them. But in God, as far as God, is not right. Nobody, no murder is justified. Murder is murder. However you try to clean it up and make it look pretty or make it not look pretty, is the same thing. The deputy murdered this teenager, and the father of the teenager murdered a deputy. Right? It's the same thing. Murder. There's no difference in it. It's murder. For no reason. Because it's for no reason. Because the father, I don't know if he knew the man was the man or not. I just don't know. I don't know. He had whatever was going on with him. But then the deputy had whatever going on with him. And he did what he did. So both of them had their thoughts. Whatever their thoughts was. When they committed the murders, they committed. You can't say what was in neither one of them mind because you don't know. The end result was both of these people murdered someone. Okay? That a lot of people care about and love. Get what I'm saying? So you got to make people equal and not make it seem like somebody is more valuable and special than another because they're not. I don't care if you're the homeless man on the street, nasty and dirty. You is just as special as the president, whoever it is. Get what I'm saying? Life is life. Life is life. No matter who it come out of, no matter what vessel it come out of, a dirty one, a clean one, a rich one, a poor one, whichever way it comes. And people need to start valuing life. Okay? And stop looking at this teenager's life wasn't worth nothing because God gave him life. God had plans for this teenager. They got cut down in the moments or minutes or seconds or whatever this was, however long it took for him to kill him. So let's start off with the first card because I did this the other day and I was calling him the wrong name the whole video, so I decided, well, I'm going to have to try to do it again. So his name is Ryan. So I got to make sure Ryan is his name. So you're going to hear me say Ryan, Teen Ryan, because he's a teenager. I know with legally they say 18 you're an adult, but he's not an adult. I don't care what legally says, he's not an adult. 18. Teen mean you're a teen. So when he dealing with anything as far as like out with business, he considered an adult. You going over in war, you considered an adult because my brother came fresh out of school, 18 or whatever age he was, running straight into the army. They came for him at the school. So dealing with the army, you can go kill and murder people. But over here on land, you get in trouble. All of that is bad anyway, because you're still a child. You can't drink. You can't purchase drinks because you might cause an accident, but you can go over to another country and be a part of a war and murder people, but you can't get in your car and cause an accident and murder people. See, that's for the benefit for them to go over there and do that, but over here is a whole different story. They can't do that. They can't make a mistake and be drinking and driving because they get penalized if they kill somebody, because they're not doing it on purpose, but it does happen, so they make them pay the price. So all of these age limits is for a reason, but it's not really for the citizens' benefit. It's not for your benefit. So I think children can go learn how to drive at 16, but then they can't buy drinks until 21. How do that sound? That sounds crazy in itself, you ask me. I feel they shouldn't be behind the wheel at all until they at least 20 years old. There's room for error, even with an adult. So you set them up really to be in trouble if something happened. So let me just go to the storyline, because this is about a teenager, because he's 18, a teenager, right? Not a man, a teenager. So this deputy felt it was fit to murder this teenager, this child, because he's a child to me, right? To murder this teenager and shoot him, right? And like I said, the still shot I saw that's online looks like his back is turned, like he's running. So I don't know if you shot him in the back or which way you shot him. You shot him however he was shot, right? I don't know how many times. I'm hearing different things on the internet, but I don't know because it's not written. A lot of times when journalists write or whatever, they leave out stuff because their focus is not Ryan. Their focus is his deputy and what his father did. So they wipe Ryan life out. But Ryan life is while all of this going on. So you can't be wiping out Ryan, because Ryan is why this situation exists right now with the situation with his father. So you try to just wipe his life out like the officer did, right? Wipe his life out, push it onto the side. But his life is the reason why, his life being wiped out is the reason why this happened with the deputy. It go hand in hand. What they say, cause and effect, right? The cause, and then this is the effect over here, right? Like I said, I feel nobody should be murdering nobody. I mean, but nobody's gonna listen to little old me as far as things like that, because they got their mind. When they got their mind made up, they're not gonna listen to me when I sit and say, "Well, God, I don't want you to do that." They don't want to hear nothing like that because they operating in the devil energy. God wouldn't want you to kill somebody else walking around with guns and all, like you in the cowboy days and stuff like that. If they want to do all that, they need to go over and be a part of the war. Go and sign up for the army if you want to run around with guns all the time. I'm talking about all the people in their houses and walking around with guns in Ohio, because it's Ohio we talking about, right? Go ahead. Go and sign up and go over there, since you want to walk around with guns and be bad and be Mr. Big Stuff and all this type of stuff. Going around causing trouble, and then there's somebody to react, and then you shoot somebody and say that it's their fault. So let's just start. This is as far as Ryan Hilton, teen Ryan, and this deputy. Why did this? I already did it the other day, so I know why this officer did it. But I'm just going to go through the storyline for you and say it all over again. Now, this is what God brought out the other day, and I believe any card that go down, what God says is true. You don't have to take nothing this reading says as true, as fact. You don't have to, right? But God is giving me every card that you hear me say, and I believe all of it as fact, because God knows this officer and God knew Ryan. Okay? He didn't want Ryan to go to to jail. But Ryan didn't want to go to jail also. Follow me? He didn't want to go to jail, but he didn't want Ryan to go to jail or to court or anything like that, the officer, for his own reasons. So let's just start it over. First card. It was programming. People do not own the earth. Everybody do. So we got the officer. So the officer being in control because they the cops, right? So the deputy being in control because they the cops. So God's saying right here that you don't own the earth, deputy. The earth belongs to everybody, okay? Programming. That's how it's programmed and made up where Certain people feel they own the earth. They control the earth. Get what God's saying with that card. Okay? Second one is, you were shelving your problems, right? And it was a crystal layer hope for Ryan. Okay? Next card. You was talking in the car to Ryan or by the car. Anything as far as by the car, in the car, to Ryan. You move fast on it like a gas guzzler. Follow me? Right? Running behind him, I guess, or whatever. Right? You needed to instill, God said, some tenderness. But you felt like you weren't going to water things down. Right? Next one is, you are a deputy and you was doing business. That's your job, right? So you was like a Virgo, business minded. And you was venting for a move to be made. Right? So, and somebody like a Sagittarius move wisely. So Ryan could be whatever sign, but he might be adventurous like a Sagittarius, fun, or whatever kind of person, I don't know. Or you had another officer with you some kind of way. Venting for a move to be made, and whoever made the move wisely. So you felt you was being treated harshly by others like you was nothing. But you treated Ryan like he was nothing. And he was being treated harshly by you all. By you. Right? So we have right here, you move fast on it and committed manslaughter. Right? There's something without a cause. And that is murder. This teenager. Right? You was animalistic to him. Because you felt you was not going to bow down to him. Or Rodney. See, I keep saying Rodney. These names. Ryan. Let me stick with Ryan. I'm not doing this over again. This is too much. Teen Ryan. Right? Teen Ryan was not going to bow down to you. No more bowing down to you because some kind of way he met you already or dealt with you before some kind of way. Right? Controlling, dominating, wanting him to be submissive. Right? He is going to face a situation and free himself from you. Right? But you is going to face a situation and free yourself from him. Right? Next one is, it was seeping through. Okay. You were saying it was his fault. Something was his fault. Whatever it was. He was going to be sharing in a support group. And inviting in a support group and doing some kind of talking if he would have went to jail or went to court. Anything like that. You wanted to pan out the court life. Right? Of how long that was going to be as far as you chasing him or whatever. But he wanted to pan out the court life or how long it was going to be as far as trying to get away from you. You wanted loyal from him. Right? Because you wanted him to listen to whatever you were saying if you even said anything. So you wanted him to change. You wanted loyalty. Is coming out again. Okay, next one is, you was among the wonderland of the lost souls. Street, devilish, sinful. But he was also, because he is out in the street with his friends. In a car, but out in the streets. He's young. But you was also because you were part of the police department. Sinful, devilish, street. Because you out there dealing with crime, and that's devilish. Street. Sinful, okay? Both of you, right? You wanted him to do something to disrespect himself. So you wanted him to do something to disrespect himself, whatever it might have been. But you felt like he wanted you to do something to disrespect yourself by, he might have wanted you not to shoot him, and you felt like that's disrespecting you because you feel your job is not to let him go, right? Your job tells you, or in your mind, you can't let him go because that's a disrespect. That's going to show that you ain't the big man or something. So you have to stop him. Follow me? It would be a disrespect to yourself if you let him go. But on his side, you wanted him to do something to disrespect yourself, whatever it was, right? Next one is, you was going to be the chairperson of your own life and be in charge, but he wanted to be the chairperson of his own life and be in charge of his life, and not going here first like a sailor in a situation. But you went in here first like a sailor in this situation. You did. So we have numbers 1373. You can turn them around. Be part of anything, okay? So he was amazed that you was acting spicy, or you was amazed that he was acting spicy. However, somebody was acting different. Follow me? You or him. Because some kind of way he met you before, know you already, or however this flowing. Because he wouldn't be surprised that you acting spicy unless he know you already. He engaged with you already. Get what I'm saying, okay? Next one is, you did something by force. Only thing he did by force is felt like he had to run. Right? But you did something by force, and what you did was you shot him. He was on a healing path. He needed to leave destruction behind. He is an earth angel person. So we have, you was energy seeking though. You was going to see black for what it is, and he was a black person. So you saw black for what it is. So this means, in this storyline, racist. Or you saw that he was a black person and you decided to go after him because he was black. However you slice it, it's still racist, right? With this one right here. If you love black, you was going to see it for what it is. But you didn't love black. Follow me? So it's racist right there with that card. So you wanted to tear him down, to build yourself up, to make you look like the big man, right? So we have, he exercised his right to complain and say something to you about something, or you did. Where God had to intervene and able to save him right there. God would have to intervene, right? So, God says seemingly he is the best. But seemingly you might have felt like you was the best, right? So you're going to save you, right? I guess, or whatever. Or you're going to be the best deputy, or whatever your mom was thinking like. You had him saddled down at the fortress. So the car wasn't a fortress for him because it was said that he got out to run. So you had him settled down at the fortress because he was somewhere hiding for a minute before he made the run for it. So that would be the fortress. He felt like he couldn't get out. He was stuck for a minute or whatever, but then eventually he got to moving along maybe. Okay, so let's just see the next one. You felt like he's trying to insult your intelligence. But he felt like he was trying to insult his. Next one is, you had unstoppable energy. And you needed to keep your cool. Or he had unstoppable energy. And God's saying you should have kept your cool, right? Because he was younger than you, right? So he had the energy, right? So you wanted to take him to a place. Just the hotel card, but strike that it say hotel, right? So we're going to use this as the police station, right? Because hotels is a place you stay all night, you stay a little while, you relaxed. Get what I'm saying? You're comfortable or whatever's going on, right? So I got to make this the police station in this storyline. So he was going to be going to a place that he stayed a little while or all night. So you was going to take him to the police station. That's what his thoughts was that you was going to do, right? Where he stay all night or stay a little while. But he didn't want to go there. That's why he did the running. Okay, so we got number 18 on here, and he was 18. But then we got the number 9, September. So something happened in September as far as Teen Ryan and you, right? Or something going to happen in September. But really, last September, something happened, right? So he's going to be dealing with rougher matters if he can change something or whatever as far as September that passed, right? As far as something. Or you was going to be dealing with rougher matters. So he need to go home and look for work some kind of way. Any kind of work, at least 8 of them. So we got the number 8. Something could have happened in August. God said he needed to go home. He needed to just go home. But he was trying to get in his house, but he couldn't get in. That's what his family member said. So, but right then, during that situation with you, he wanted to just go home. Because he would have made it to his house and probably banged that door down. He would have got in. Or the windows. He wanted to go home at that time. Right? Next one is, we got number 34. I don't know what your age is. We got 34. We got number 7. Whatever your age. It don't have to be your age. It could be your number, your badge number, whatever it is. I don't know. Birthday, a date, a month, or whatever it is, a time, whatever it may be. He needed to be checked. So usually with cops, they usually pat people down. They check them, right? He needed to be checked. Or you felt like he needed to be checked because he was running from you and you felt that was disrespectful. So you was going to check him. So you murdered him. Follow me? So we got number 10. Something could have happened in October. So we have a grandpa and grandma. So his grandma and his grandpa was on the internet talking. So by them coming in, I think he loved them a whole lot. Because I see that car coming in, it's something about the grandma and grandpa. Okay, so we have, he is going to get chummy with a support group for bodying. So if he got went to jail some kind of way, he's going to get chummy with a support group. That would be other people in jail or eventually deal with the court system. Wait a minute. Okay, let me turn the phone on. No more interruptions. Goodness. No more interruptions. Okay. Okay, what's the next one? Next card is... Next card. Okay. You weren't going to keep him up in his wrong if you felt he did something wrong, whatever it might have been. So we got numbers 134, could stand for anything from months, times, dates, birthdays, part of a license, or whatever it may be, ages or whatever. So he need to not keep you up in your wrong either. Okay, so we have, let's see this one. You got a history with him. He got distant from you some kind of way. You made him walk into his destiny. And that means you made him go to God. But he got distant from you. And running out there as far as the camera footage or whatever. But he got distant from you other than that. Because some kind of way he knew you already from September or whenever it was, and he got distant from you. You felt that you was being disrespected anyway because he got away from you, stayed away, or whatever it may be. Okay, let's flow. You made him walk into his destiny. You didn't want him to go to the jail. You didn't want him to go to the court system. So you didn't want that. You should have took him in, but you didn't. I'm making a change, believe what you wish. See, he knew you. You're making a change, believe what you wish. So he didn't talk like that, but that's how God bringing it out. He making a change, believe what you wish. I don't do that no more. I'm just kind of throw out some examples. I don't do that no more. You got things wrong, or whatever his mind is thinking like at the time. I'm making a change. You know what that means, believe what you wish. He not if he stole a car before, that's not what it is now. Get what I'm saying? Whatever it was, I'm making a change. You know what that means? Believe what you wish about me. That's not me. That ain't what I do. I'm making a change. I don't do that no more, and that's not what's going on. So whatever it might have been, what he made a change from back then in September to now, a difference in him, and this person wanted it to be a certain kind of way, looked at him a certain kind of way, or wanted him to be a certain kind of way. So the deputy was bullying him, and the car said, you bullying me. Bullying me. He's bullying him. Number 3. They don't have all the camera footage, I feel. Where did that camera footage come from? One of the officers' clothes. There's more camera footage some kind of way. Let's just see something. We got number 3. We got 3 and 3 makes 6, right? So maybe you're gonna hear some more in June about this. Something else. Need to hear some more because his murder been just pushed aside like his life is nothing, and that's not acceptable by God. So we have okay. Let's see. Thoughts were spinning in Ryan's mind. But also thoughts were spinning in the deputy's mind also. Because the deputy was questioning Ryan's ability to be a star, to be anybody in life. He ain't gonna be nobody. Or questioning his ability to be a star as far as if he say something on this officer, will everybody believe him? Because you know if people believe you, you that star. You know what I'm saying? You win. You that star, right? Next one is he had thoughts in his mind, getting anxious, the deputy or Ryan, or both of them. Next one is a court date was going to be approaching, or if Ryan would have did some kind of talking, it would have brought about a court date, or if he would have went to jail some kind of way, it would have brought about a court date. And he still would have to do some kind of talking. The officer didn't want him to do talking. Looking at things realistically, the reality of things. Let's see. The reality in it all. Ryan was, or the officer, or both. So we got numbers again. 257 could be part of anything, right? Okay. Okay. Where this come from? I'm gonna push it in there. Okay. So we have let's see. Bear with me. So we have mention us. You are the light, Mr. Braslow. One, mention us. Team Rodney. Mention us, Mr. Braslow. You are the light. I'm gonna mention Rod. I just want to just say this Rodney. I hear this name so much. Team Ryan. Because I'm not gonna start this one over again. Team Ryan. Ryan. I gotta get that in my head because I keep seeing Rodney so much. It's making me go that way. Mention us, the Braslow one. You are the light. Team Ryan. Well, I'm going to take teen out so I won't mess up. Ryan. Okay. I'm bruised, but I'm still me inside. Mr. Braslow one. I was bruised, but I'm still me inside. Okay. Let's see. I was going to be calm in this to conquer this thing. Right? So we got numbers 1373. Or the officer was going to be calm and able to conquer this thing as far as this situation. Next one is, what's this one? Universe was driven to guide Ryan to his path. He had to get out of puddles that kept him stuck, out of tight places, stuck places, and things like that, where people kind of have you stuck and have you in trouble, or whatever it is, things that keep you stuck in a certain mindset, negative, or whatever it does, right, to get you hemmed up where your life can't go forward because you got something stuck on you, you're in trouble. Or we dealing with that day right there where the officer had him trapped somewhere, wherever he was stuck. So God was driven to guide him to the next best place to be, and that would have been his home, right? So bear with me. Okay. I can't make that out. Okay, he was a child. This card say child. He was a child. He didn't mind taking a child's life away in a matter of seconds, minutes, or however long it took him. He just took that child's life away from him. Or for whatever his thoughts was. Whatever his thoughts was, nobody knew but him, because he is somewhere sitting down or having dinner with his wife or wherever he is, relaxing, having a good time, on vacation or wherever he at, and he had murdered and mowed down this teenager that had a whole lot of life ahead of him to live, because he questioned his ability to be a star, be anybody in life. So he took his whole life away because of some seconds of being upset with him or talking about a stolen car. So this storyline right here is not about a stolen car. It's going to say about something was stolen, And it's going to say something about a car, because God knows that's what this reading is about, right? Why did the deputy mow down teen Ryan? Because he's a teenager. This child, like that card said, you heard me say, right? He barged in with a rage. He said no. So Rodney did Ryan, I got blocked out his father's name because I thought they had the same name. So let me block his father's name out of my head, because I saw it so much and heard it so much, it had me stuck saying that name. So teen Ryan, this child, because he's a child to me. Right? So we have the deputy barged in with rage, right? So it says, he said, no more. He's saying no more, something like that. So if Ryan is really, Mike wasn't saying nothing back, I just don't know. But his response to the officer is saying, no, I'm not complying, because he running away. So to the officer, that means you not complying because you running away. So this card say no, right? No more, no, right? And no, I won't, or anything like that. So by him running, that's like him telling the officer, no, I'm not complying. I'm not doing what you're saying. Anything like that. What you want me to do? The officer barged in with rage because Ryan was not doing what he wanted. Okay? Let me take off this. Okay, let's see. You heard what I just said. He barged in with rage, right? And if he shot him in the back, or as they say, or more than one time, that's what you call rage, okay? So let's just flow. Next card is tell a secret, let it out, right? So is a secret that Ryan could tell, but it's going to come on the table because I did this already 2 days ago, right? I told you I was saying the wrong name, so that's why I had to do it all over. Tell a secret, let it out now. So God was saying that a man was going to tell a secret, let it out now. So Ryan could tell a secret as far as his deputy, right? But Ryan was murdered, so he couldn't tell a secret. But see, God going to put it on his table, because deputy can't kill God. That's the thing about it. God is all powerful, okay? And then Ryan is in the spirit. And spirits can relay to somebody who's living, right? Okay, so we have this officer had different kind of hair from Ryan, right? He don't have to be Indian, but he was a different race, right? He had different texture of hair. Okay, let's just go. So we have, he had to be okay with his looks and know that he was handsome. So for this card to come in the storyline, because Ryan was handsome, no doubt about it. So for this card to come in, that means that the officer was talking about his race some kind of way, or thought a certain way about people of his race. Get what I'm saying? It's a racist card. He don't have to worry about his looks because he was handsome, right? And he knew he was. So for this to come in here, that means the officer was racist, because he had spoken or said something about whenever he did about people who black. Get what I'm saying, right? He could not control the outcome. That would be Ryan, right? So we have he had to ask himself why he stayed. Not stay where he was stuck in the alley or wherever they were. But why did he stay as far as not telling on his deputy? Because he knew a secret about this man, right? He was forced to deal with the hurt of dealing with this deputy, right? He is marveling at the gate and loving it. So he is marveling at the gate, the officer, and loving it. As far as Ryan was the gate and he did his shooting. But it might have been some kind of gate, some kind of way near Ryan, and he's marveling at it, and he might was going to jump it. I don't know, right? Because I don't know what's around there. If not that, we taking it to his marveling at the gate. Usually is some place that you, or something that you like. If you're getting a new job or whatever it might be, something positive, right? So it became a chamber of chaos. Follow me? I'm making a change. Believe what you wish. So Ryan was saying he was making a change. Believe what you wish. So I don't know if the officer was saying anything to him. Was trying to get him to comply. Trying to get him to do something negative that he used to do or whatever this is. Or him making a run for it. Marveling at that gate. That's making a change. So believe what you wish, that I'm coming back over that way. I'm making a change. That means I'm going to make a run for it to this gate or anything like that. If it's something like that, let's just flow. Is my eyes telling me the truth? So was his eyes telling him the truth as far as maybe seeing the gate or whatever to run and make a run for it, or that he was dying or whatever this is? Let's just say. With that card. So we have the officer got splashes of joy, but he might have got splashes of joy if he saw a way out, right? So we have with this one, why did he allow others to dictate? He had to make his own choices. So right here, the officer was dictating, because I don't know what the officer was saying. Usually they want you to comply, right? So going off the storyline, because I did it the other day, this officer didn't just meet him that day, right? So let's just go that way for a minute, because I'm pulling out this card, right? So he wasn't going to allow the officer to dictate. He is going to allow himself to make his own choices. Right? As far as him making a run for it, or some kind of way he knew this officer already from back in September with whatever happened. Right? Or the officer at that time period wasn't going to let Ryan dictate. He wasn't going to let Ryan make his own choices and get away. So he was going to dictate himself, and he was going to make his own choices and shoot him down, and that's what he did, right? I don't do it no more. So this is Ryan. I don't do it. Wait. I don't do it. Is this Ryan? What is this? I-D. What is that? Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay. I don't do it. So we have the officer, the deputy, one of them, I'm trying to see, one of them used to deal with pills or drink. Right? So we have the other person saying, I don't do it no more. I don't do that no more. Anything like that. Right? So we have, He is there and he is vengeful. And that would be the deputy. So limits were sky high for Ryan in a situation, or limits were sky high for this deputy, right? Right? In a situation. Because Ryan was going to be moving to rougher matters, right? If limits were sky high in any kind of way, he had anything to do with pills, anything, selling pills or anything with pills, he's going to be moving to rougher matters, right? So I got to put the rougher matters with Ryan, right? He would be, right? So it was the change of address. He wanted loyal, the cop, the deputy, the officer. He wanted loyal, right? Out of Ryan, right? It was a change of address. He was in limbo, and he was in limbo. So if we take it from, if he was knocking at the door or what was going on, trying to get in or however, he couldn't get in, that means he had to find somewhere else to go. And that would be the car, right? So that's a change of address. He had to go somewhere else to stay for the night. But then he came out of the car. So dealing with the officer, that was a change of address also because he was in the car. So the change of address means he got out of that car and he was going another direction. That's what you call change of address. But he was in limbo because he was stuck at a point trying to get to the next address, get my address, okay? So we have, who's proud of you? So who was proud of him? Himself and his family. Next one is, he is going to be needing a center of love. Himself or the officer. The center of love is counseling, right? Or a lawyer, right? So either the deputy needed a center of love because he might have been on pills, or Ryan was going to need a lawyer if he's selling pills. I'm going to take it all kind of ways, right? Because it's a secret that he was going to tell, and he telling it in the storyline. I just can't go too far ahead and say it to you because I got to let all the cards come out when you hear me say it. So let's just see. So he decided he was going to pluck Ryan, right? Because he felt like Ryan was a turncoat, right? Okay. Wait a minute, I had to get my charger. I am so close, I don't want it messed up now. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Had to get the charger. Let's just flow here. Okay, where were we? Let's just bear with me. So the next one is, he wanted to get to full bloom. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have wrote on the back because I can't make out what this is. I should know my cards by heart. You see, wanted to get to full bloom. He wanted to get to full bloom because he was going to do what he had to do to get to where he wanted to go. So that would be Ryan or the deputy, right? No matter what came, the officer was going to stand tall. But no matter what came, Ryan was going to stand tall. Okay? So we have I must get past this and continue my life. So something happened with Ryan, with this officer before, some kind of way. And he is trying to get past that and continue his life because it was some kind of distance. He distanced himself from this officer because something might have happened in September last year. And he had to get past that because the car said, I must get past this and continue my life. Now that's Ryan. But then if we put it to the deputy feel like I must get past this and continue my life. That he shot down this teenager and he just gonna go on with his life and drink his coffee or whatever he did, right? So with Ryan, it says I'm still handsome. And any cards that come out as far as looks mean that the person was racist. That's what it means, right? Because he was gorgeous, right? So let's just see. Okay. He is interacting with drugs. Either one of them, right? However it's flowing. Selling, taking, passing, however you want to slice it. Either one of them, right? Okay, here's the XL card. So it's a witness. Because you heard me say earlier, I wasn't sure if the witness card came up. About this witness some kind of way. That either one of them was dealing with some kind of pills. Because pills is in my thing. Further down in the cards. So some kind of way, somebody was, either one of them was interacting with some kind of pills, drugs it's called, right? With this card, right? So he X'd out Ryan. But it was a witness. The witness could be his partner, the witness could be himself, or the witness is just somebody else, or some kind of camera footage that need to be shown, that's not being shown, or whatever's going on here. It's some kind of footage. Maybe more camera footage from somebody else, or whatever's going on. So we have this here. So he could have saw Ryan interacting with drugs. But interacting with drugs is don't resort to being killed. Get what I'm saying? So we have this the office. That would be the office, would be the police station or the court some kind of way. So if Ryan would have went to the police station or some kind of court, it was going to be sweet for Ryan. Follow me? But the officer didn't want him to go to the jail or to court no kind of way, because it would not be sweet for the officer. Get my drift? Because Ryan would have been doing some kind of talking. Okay, so we have right here, he is feeling his copyright. That just simply means in this storyline that he was doing his duty, trying to be the best cop, be the best deputy, right? Feeling his copyright, right? Sealing it, right? And by Xing out Ryan, he sealed it. Because when you do copyright, you seal something. You seal it. Okay? So we have this one right here. Because he wanted to be secure. The deputy. Follow me? So we have right here. Ryan wanted sincere. I'm sorry, he wanted sensitiveness and he wanted gentleness. Because he had to close the door on a thing. So if he used to do anything as far as interacting with drugs, anything with drugs or anything like that, he was closing the door on it, or he did close the door on it. Okay, let's go. So let's just see. Next card is the officer wanted Ryan to validate him. Right? Do what he say, look at him as the man, or agree with him, or whatever he wanted the validation for. Right? The officer needed to filter his ways, right? Because he is tearing down Ryan's emotions, right? So you might even see all that on camera because it might be blotted out, or he already interacted with him before back in September or whatever, and Ryan got some distance between him and his deputy, right? He is being cordial, Ryan, right? So we have he is diapering his problems, Ryan, whatever problems he had maybe, but also this deputy, right? You know what diapering means. You put something on temporarily like a band-aid, but you really don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? It's really not fixed, right? Either or. Can we do it now? It's going to cost you. Now listen to the card. Can we do it now? It's going to cost you. So if the officer wanted him to get back in the car or whatever, can we do it now? It's going to cost you. So if any interacting with drugs, you heard me say that back here, on this card back here, it's going to cost you. Get what I just said? Because this officer could have had a drug problem, taking drugs, need to go to counseling, gone to drug treatment place, or whatever this may be. Might have been trying to get something from him. Or we're going to take it where, can we do it now? It's going to cost you. He wanted him to get in the car maybe. And if he ain't getting in the car, it's going to cost him. And that means it cost his life because he wanted him to get in the car. And that would be do it now. Can we do it now? But he didn't. If it's not that, it's some kind of interacting with drugs, right? If it's not that, I guess it's something else. So let's just flow. Attempts to find my mother. So right here, Ryan wanted his mom. He wanted his mommy bad. Right here. This is a scared card. He wanted his mother. He wanted his mother's love. Because this officer, let me see. This officer wanted justice for sure. Okay, let's just see the next card. The next card is, we got number 73 or 37. It could be part of a license, door number, badge number, birthday, court date, or anything. Whatever it is. It's coming back to back. Justice for sure. They back to back. Both of them. He wanted justice for sure, and he is coming again. He wanted justice for sure. Right? So we have right here, he took shortcuts. Right? Some kind of way. And walking, riding, or whatever he did. Some kind of way to get to Ryan. Okay? So we have, what is this called? It's full bloom, but I don't know. He picked the one for full bloom. So, full bloom is a merge card, but I can take it as far as a job. He might have picked being a deputy is a job that he want to have for the rest of his life. That would be full bloom if it's a job, but it really be a merge card. So, I can take it to Ryan. I'm trying to stop saying Rodney. I heard it so much it got stuck in my mind. Ryan, Team Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. Okay. So, he picked the one for full bloom as far as a career, the deputy. Or he picked the one for full bloom as far as to be vengeful to. Like if you pick a target, that's the person I want to pick with today. Like how a bully is. They want to pick with a certain person. So I picked that one right there. I want to keep messing with that one. So I can take it that way. He picked Ryan for full bloom as far as to give him a hard time if it's not his job that he picked to have the rest of his life, right? So it's going to be a lawsuit. This is a money card. So a lawsuit is a money card. So some kind of way the family or somebody might take out a lawsuit. Let me see, I'm trying to go another way with it. Or this officer with the lawsuit, it could be where he want to be able to get his pension or whatever. Let me see. Let's just say he felt well done after that because he wanted to be able to get his pension whenever that come, I guess. Because he asked him out to make sure he get his pension when he picked his job for full bloom. He wanted the rest of his life and he didn't want nothing interrupting that and messing him up, because Ryan knew things about him. Ryan is a witness to whatever. Ryan knows. But he didn't know Ryan can come. Ryan is in the spirit. And Ryan could put every card on his table to still tell his story that you didn't want him to say. If you would have just let him live and not treat his life like it was a piece of trash. So he had to come another way through spirit and the storyline to me, the wrestler one. He wanted his freedom from a fortress. So he was over hiding or wherever he was at, and that was considered a fortress. And he couldn't get out for right then. Right? He wanted his freedom. But then you wanted your freedom from a fortress because he knew something about you. And if you would have went to court any kind of way, I'm hearing your, what you call it? Dang, what was that? Your cover. That's what I'm hearing. Your cover would be blown. That's what I'm hearing. If he would have went to court, your cover would be blown. And in this storyline simply means he had some stuff he knew about you. And it would have messed you up with getting your pension because you chose being a deputy for full bloom. That means for the rest of your life. If you don't know what I'm talking about, to have that job, to have your pension, right? With this lawsuit card or his family, some kind of way it's going to be some kind of lawsuit. Right, so what is life to you, God says, right here with this card. God saying right there, what is life to you, deputy? You didn't think Ryan's life was worth nothing, not even a cent. You didn't think it was worth a cent. People shoot people like they shooting at the wall over there. People need to recognize and understand you're dealing with live people, people who breathing, and you take their whole life away and you think it's okay. But God going to deal with everybody who do that. God is. The law might not, but God is. I don't care if you're 99 years old. God going to handle you. What they call it? Old and can't barely walk. God ain't going to forget. God going to say, remember that life over there, that 18-year-old? Yeah, the one Ryan. Remember him? The one you murdered? Remember him? My earth angel I had plans to do some work on this earth for? Remember him. God going to bring him back to you. Okay? So, you was not going to adapt and accept defeat, right? Not you, the deputy. But Ryan had to, because once he got shot, he had to adapt and accept defeat because he felt whatever shots you did to him, right? We got numbers 3, 3, 3, 9. So we got number 18 if we put both nines together, right? Any of that could be part of anything. License, door number, whatever. It could be phone number. It could be part of anything. Mix it, right? Court day or whatever. So we have, he is going to acknowledge, or he could acknowledge, a secret. See, we got the secret card 2 times. God knows, that's what I'm saying. You think by making Ryan disappear, right? Without a trace, right? Without a trace in his storyline just simply means he can't walk, he's not walking this earth anymore. So his family don't see him walking. So you made him disappear without a trace. Okay, so we have right here that you wanted joint custody and wanted him to be courteous with you. So you wanted him to come back to the car, or you wanted to talk to him about some kind of drugs or whatever's going on here, because that's what it's looking like, right? He was running from you, though. That says a lot. When people going away from you, that says a lot. When ladies break up with their guys they don't want and they go about their business, that say a lot. That means I don't want you, I'm not interested in whatever's telling you, right? You had tendencies, God saying, and that was a sure thing, you, right? So the next one is you in your dream house. Whatever house you live in, God calling it a dream house. Even if it's a hut, whatever you live in, you like it, right? God said you're in your dream house. But you wanted to take him to jail, or he was in his dream house, and you wanted to take him to jail, but the dream house card goes with somebody's going to jail or dealing with prison, anything as far as prison. So we know his father went to jail, but this is not about his father. This is about the deputy and him. So if I say the card like it's supposed to be said, you in your dream house, but you going to jail. Now that's what I'm supposed to say, but I'm not saying it like that because you might not, they not looking at you as a culprit or crook or anything like that. So I don't know if that's going to happen. Okay? So let's just say. They seem to think it's fine that you murdered this child. All of your friends in the court system or whatever it is there, right where you live. So we have, what is this? Who's proud of you? Oh no, you might be an Aquarius. He might have been an Aquarius. You might have a son that's an Aquarius, or you know somebody who is an Aquarius in general. He knows somebody who's Aquarius in general, or somebody who have a son that could be an Aquarius, or just who have a son. Anything like that, you want him that just know somebody who have a son, if not an air sign or Aquarius, okay? So we have right here that the Kingster card is a drug dealer card, but I can put it with any leader, right? But really it's a drug dealer card, right? So we have that you are the officer, so I'm focusing on you. You was dealing with Ryan, right? So this card says that you wanted to supersize with the Kingster. So either Ryan might have sold drugs or you did, however it's flowing, right? Because cops do bad things, right? So however it's flowing, you're not exempt because you shot him in the back, right? Or whatever. Well, it said that you shot him in the back, and I really believe you did. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see, where were we? Oh yeah, we was on this Kingster card. So it could be any leader. It could be any leader, but this card is really a drug dealer card, the Kingster. And somebody wanted to supersize. This card says supersize on one side and Kingster on the other. That means somebody want to supersize with the Kingster. Get what I'm saying? So if it's like a boss and somebody that's trying to get a job, you want to get a job with somebody who's a boss. And you are the employee. Get my direct, or you somebody who just want a job, right? So we dealing with these two, right? So either Ryan wanted to supersize with this deputy, or the deputy wanted to supersize with Ryan. It got to go either way, right? It's not saying that, no. Next card is this one. Let me say something. Bear with me. God. He felt he had to be. Why did he feel he had to be so brutal? God said, morally, you know you was wrong. What you did, Deputy. So if it was a stolen car, just take him in and handcuff him. It shouldn't be, shooting shouldn't be a part of it. Because the car was sitting there, so he was out of the car. So if you want the car was back there. Because I heard about it was a stolen car, but really, the car's sitting there. So you got the car, you got the car. You know, so you can just call in the description of the person and he would get caught eventually. You know, so there's no reason for you to be brutal like that to him over a car, if that's what it really was, talking about a car. But going off my storyline is not a car. Even though a car was talked about, and that's going to come in the storyline, but this wasn't about a car with you and him. It really wasn't. The other officer, whoever you hit with, you might have thought it was about a car, but it wasn't. You know, and Ryan know, and God know. And God putting it on the table. Because God don't like ugly. God don't like what you did. God do not like ugly. And it was ugly what you did. You brutalized this child. You did that because you felt you could just do that. Right? You treated his life like it was nothing. It wasn't even worth a cent to you. Think about that. A living, breathing person. You got a stony heart. A cold heart. And God got to deal with people like you that have hearts like that. Or maybe God can't do nothing with you because you're on the devil's side. Because you know God is God and the devil is the devil. Some people like being mean and nasty and mean and killing people. And then you got people on the other side that want peace. You can't say you want peace and shooting somebody dead. You don't want peace. If it says, I don't know if that's true, if it's written on a police car. I really don't even read on the side of the police car. I just see the big word police, so I don't know. I heard that it said that on the side of the police car is written peace, protect and serve, but I don't know if that is true or not. But if it's about protecting and serving, why are you murdering people and not taking them to jail? You know, the first thought is to just pull out a gun and shoot people. Especially when it's people who look like me. And I gotta say that because that's what I see going up and down the internet. When I look at the internet and people murdered by cops, it's people who look like me. And I look like Ryan. So to me, it's no nonsense when it's somebody who look like me, my color. But then with other people, they can be wielding knives and doing all kind of stuff, and you just take them without killing them. So that's how you know it's racial. Get what I'm saying? So you can't say it's not, because it is. Because if you take everybody else in without murdering them, what's your excuse when it comes down to people that look like him? Now let me go back to the storyline because that had to be said, right? Let's just see the universe. Stealing a car do not equal taking his whole life away from him. It really don't. Gotta come better than that. We gotta come better than that. God know you. And Ryan knows you too. Let's see. I don't know what that one is. I can't make that out. So if you wanna, I mess up, it throws things off for me. I already said this already. Morally, you know you was wrong. I said that already. Guess God wanted you to hear it again. Morally, you know you was wrong, God says. You know it. You know you was wrong. But you did what you wanted to do. The devil's work, right? You was serving as the devil. You wasn't serving as peace and protecting. You was going to return it back to the sender, right? Because God says something's extraordinary. You was going to protect. You was going to send it back to the sender. So maybe by him running from you, that was extraordinary. You ain't like the idea of him running, so he's going to return it back to the sender. So you feel like since he's running from you, you're going to shoot him dead. Or he didn't comply or do whatever you wanted, or whatever this is, right? So we have with this, a card do not equal his life. God keep coming back with these cards. I don't care what you say. I don't care what nobody say. Stealing a car do not equal killing. Ryan, what are you going to do about it? So, some kind of way, somebody was a mouthpiece. You was a mouthpiece to him. He was to you. I don't feel he was to you for some reason. I feel if he did any running, I felt like he just ran. I don't think he probably was saying a bunch of nothing back. I feel you was doing the talking, if anything, because you are the deputy. So you usually talk to people, whatever, holler out or whatever you all do. I don't feel he was. Most of the time when people running from the police, they don't have no room to be sitting there talking to you. They trying to get what they going at. So you was a mouthpiece. And it says you was going to think of what you was going to do about it. What you did about it was you shot him dead. That's what you did about it. He might have said something. But I just really don't think he stood there and was mouthy with you. Or you might have been saying something to him and he might have said something back. I just don't know. Okay, so let's see. Here's adorable, God says. Being different just means he stand out. See, it's still the same stuff. He black, and you wasn't black evidently. So we got a lot of racial cards. So you got some racism going on with you, whoever you are. You wanted him to comply some kind of way with what you was talking about or come your way or whatever. Yeah, you was upset. Okay, so we have, how much would it take for you to have a stable mind? God says. But how much would it take for Ryan to have a stable mind? Because right then he was fearful, scared, and everything else, and he wanted a stable mind. But he couldn't feel no different because he's in a position feeling any moment, any second that he was going to be murdered. And he already had some kind of history with whoever you are. Because a history card came out. I think it came out already, yeah. Okay, let's just see. You was going to sow a seed out of your pain. Sowing a seed means doing something. If you give some money to somebody, give to the homeless, that's sowing a seed, right? So if you somebody who's stressed out or whatever, and God said, well, go do something good for somebody else. in your pain and you're feeling depressed, just go help somebody else. During your time period, it can make you feel better. Get what I'm saying? So you sowed a seed out of your pain. So when you sowed the seed, in this storyline, it means you murdered him. Out of your pain would be that you was disappointed in him because he didn't want to do something you wanted him to do. Because it's saying that he don't do something no more, whatever it's saying in the storyline. It's not that he didn't want to comply and come back to the car. If you was right already, he wouldn't even have ran in the first place. So he wouldn't have ran in the first place. Let's see. He had a history with you. Call me soon. You're in my dreams. Okay. So this would be, I can take that with his mommy, his family, daddy, and his family members, where he might come in their dreams some kind of way. I hope he do. I hope he come in their dreams and say whatever it is to say to them. Or just tell them he love them or whatever he may say. But this is as far as you, the culprit. Call me soon. You're in my dreams. He reaching out, telling you to tell the truth. And he might come in your dreams. So if he came in your dreams yet, some kind of way in your life, he's going to come in your dreams because God's going to make sure of it. Because you don't have a heart. Well, you got a heart, but you got a cold heart. And God got to make it not be stony. Because you got a stony, cold heart, whoever you are. People killing period, and then people killing children. That is a stony, cold heart. Well, some kind of way, like I said, you had some kind of history with him. Call you soon. You're in my dreams. So I'm going to turn it around. Call me. Because you've been thinking about him and you want him to call you. Or we can put it with right then at the present. You're just calling out to him, maybe saying something to him, calling out. Because you're thinking about him. He is over there wherever he was, and you're just calling out to him because inside your mind you're thinking about him. Thinking about who you calling to, and that would be Ryan, right? I can turn it around. So we have right here, addictions. So some kind of way you had some kind of addiction, or he had an addiction as far as something he was doing, or you had some kind of addiction. It played a part in soul breaking. It broke your soul, right? What broke his soul? What broke both of your soul? However it's flowing, right? That means make it where you can't function like you should. Follow me? Why did you stick with it so long? God says some kind of addiction you got, or addiction he had as far as something. Maybe he was doing, or you was on something. Because I don't feel he was on anything. It don't feel like it, right? Okay. He needs to start to love himself. And maybe he was trying to do that. And you was jacking him up. So you was jacking him up. Jacking him up is when somebody grab you in a collar, hem you up, anything like that, or somebody want money out of you or begging you for money. So you was jacking him up as far as you had him hemmed up, and he was hemmed up, stuck somewhere, trying to get out that space to make a run for it. Okay? Next card is with you or him was dealing with pills, right? But he was in pain, period, because you shot him, right? He was a genius, God says, though. You didn't know that, though. You questioned his ability to be a star. But you questioned his ability to go tell on you. But you questioned his ability to be a star and like to be anybody in life because he was a black child, right? But God says that he was a genius. But you didn't even know that because you couldn't get past the skin color, right? but you felt like you was a genius when you did what you did. Because he had God bringing it out on the table. Because God knew you. God don't like what you did. Because God had plans for this young person to do some things in this world to help make this world a better place. Right? So lights was flashing. And he needed to see the lights. Right? So if you didn't have any kind of lights on from your cop car, no kind of way, it just was God was telling him lights flashing as far as he needed to change something as far as his life, whatever he was doing in life. Right? And he needed to unwant what needed to go as far as anything he wasn't doing right in his life. But you also. So I'm going to turn it around. Lights was flashing. So memories, thoughts, or whatever in your mind. And you wanted to unwant what needed to go. And you wanted to unwant what needed to go would be for you to murder Ryan. Because you felt like you're thinking about memories or thoughts or whatever. Because you got history some kind of with this teenager. And you needed for him to go. Because he knows something more. And God said it 2 times as a secret. 2 things. 2 secret cards, right? God says, let's not mask the smell of foul, because it was foul what you did to this child, this teen. God said it was foul. You know foul means? Let's not mask, people, the smell of foul, because it was foul what he did. Right? You left his family with feelings that flow like a river. His daddy is in jail right now because he had feelings that flow like a river. And you know how the river is, right? That's a lot of water, right? It just keep coming, right? You know how rivers are. Don't the water keep moving? It was some misleading information you needed to chalk up as a loss. He didn't get it. You got it. You got some misleading information, whatever the information was, that you needed to chalk up as a loss, but you didn't. Right? You know what misleading means, right? You facilitated something, but he shouldn't have went with it. So this is your card, his card. You facilitated something to him, but he shouldn't have went with it. So you might have told him something back then, because it's a history with you and this teenager here. He didn't facilitate it. You did. You are the leader here. You are the grown up here. You facilitated something, but he shouldn't have went with it. Okay, next card. He was out at night. Let me see, wait a minute. So some kind of way he is out at nighttime. So maybe he used to sell drugs at nighttime, anything like that. Some kind of way he was out at night. You was out at night, he was out at night. You facilitated something, but he shouldn't have went with it. You the adult here. You the one in charge here. The next one is, you broke him off like a twig on a tree. Let me see the next one. Let me see something in a minute. Bear with me for a minute. Okay. You broke him off like a twig on a tree. That's a killing card. It can go other ways too, but so far in this storyline we talking about murder, right? So that got to stay the original meaning. You broke him off like a twig on a tree. That means you murdered Ryan, right? Next card. I'm ready for God, love. Can you love me right? So what Ryan, excuse me, with Ryan, I feel he might wanted to come out, but he didn't know if he would get shot. He might wanted to comply at a certain point, but he didn't know if he would get shot. Can you love me right with the God love? That means don't shoot him. Get what I'm saying? Because he was ready for God love. He didn't want to be shot. That's God love. Okay? Next one. You was hooking notes about all of his so-called friends. And evidently, you found out whoever his friends was. Whoever they were, some kind of way, right? Okay. This Ryan, no longer will he be filtered. Strike that. No longer will he be silent. So he's going to do some talking. He's going to do some talking if he was to go to court any kind of way. Let me see. My stomach growling, I'm sorry. Let me see. It was going to be lighting a fire in you until it was lit. You see? To be upset. Because the breaking off like a twig on a tree, I can even take that to some kind of way, because we have the night card I told you about, being out at night. He might have been doing something at night, decide he don't want to do it no more, quit or anything like that. Or we can just keep it as he was murdered right there. So let's just go. Let me just see. Okay, so come on and get to the melting pot. So he didn't tell you to come on and get to the melting pot. You told him, right? Come on and get to the melting pot. He didn't tell you. Let's see, next one. The loss of a loved one. So the family was going to be feeling whatever they feel from the loss of a loved one. Okay? Ryan, right? He is kindred spirit. This would be Ryan coming in his storyline. I see you, Ryan. Make your presence known. You was important to a lot of people, to God. Okay? He is looking at Ryan as a dusty. Can he even come up to par? Can he be anybody in life? Right? So he looked at Ryan as a dusty. But he don't know he the dusty, because Ryan was an earth angel person, and God don't make junk. Okay? So we have right here that he wanted to embrace his growth and wanted Ryan to be courteous, right? We got number 401, number 5. He might go to church, he might deal with the Bible, he might go to church, or we deal with a lot of paperwork from court, from police station, from contracts, or if Ryan got in trouble before, we got paperwork right there, whatever this is, right? This is cool. So we have repetitive. He wanted Ryan to act now so we can survive. Act now so we can survive. Because he was going to be competitive when needed. The officer, right? So he didn't want them to survive because he wouldn't have murdered Ryan. He wanted him to act now. Right? To get to the Milky Way, or whatever you heard me say, the melting pot, or whatever you heard me say. We got another card. That's the same thing. Be competitive. I thought I just said that. Here's another one. Be competitive to gain. So they back to back, and that's the same card. So let's just see. So Ryan was going to change and chance it all, right? Okay. No more innocence. He is going to take a chance, right? Because he looked at him as weak back. He looked at Ryan as weak back because he's a kid. Get what I'm saying? So you can take advantage of kids, you know. And you being an authority, you can just kind of take advantage of them and threaten them or whatever you may do, right? So we have right here that he had cat catching, he got drained energy. So both of them I feel was a cat catcher. So Ryan was dealing with a cat catcher, right? And he had drained energy. So the deputy is a cat catcher. And Ryan is what you call a cat. Because in the storyline, my storylines, the cat is a male. The wildcat is a female, right? So you hear me talking about Ryan, he the cat, right? In this storyline. He a cat catcher, but he had drained energy. So he is running behind Ryan, but he had drained energy, right? Because he older, whatever's going on with him also. And he just don't have that energy like a younger person. But also Ryan is a cat catcher because Ryan is a person who could get a lot of females because he's very handsome, right? But he had drained energy because being tired and running and all makes you tired, okay? So we have, it was time to change house for Ryan. No more loafing around. So he wanted to get from that spot he was in. So he was going to take a chance and change house. That means get from wherever he was and make a run for it. Follow me? Also for the deputy, he wanted to get out of the position too. So he wanted to end it all and make an income. Follow me? Silly in me to think that I could fool you. No more time for lack. So we have the officer. We had an officer felt like he had no more time for lack, right? So silly of me to think that I could fool you. So the officer had no more time for lack. In some kind of way he was trying to fool Ryan. So he did something sneaky or whatever he must have done. I don't know. Let's just flow a little bit. If you met the person straight, you're not obligated to take the person back gay. So we got this officer right here. If you met the person straight, you're not obligated to take the person back gay. So if this person is a straight person, he ain't obligated to take the person back not straight if it's like that. But if it's nothing like that, I got to turn the card around and say, what can I say for it? If I met you being all mean to me, I can't take you back being nice to me because it's like, nah, you can't fool me. I'm not going with that because it's a silly of me to think that I could fool you. The card before that. So if I take it that way, as far as a person acting all kind of ways, then all of a sudden they want to be nice, you feel like, no, I ain't trusting that. So silly of me to think that I could fool you. And that would be the officer. To come back and act like you nice and all when you was mean all the time to the person. Maybe I'm trying to change it from the original meaning, because original meaning means what it says. being straight and being gay. Okay, so let's see, tearing each other down. So some kind of way they're tearing each other down. So he might have said something to him. He might have said something, or it might have been in the history of them talking amongst each other. Some kind of tearing down might have happened. Talking negative. So we got somebody who an Aquarius, act like an air sign, is an Aquarius, act like an air sign in general. That's proud of somebody in their family or whatever this is, or proud of each other or whatever this is. Let's just say one of them could be an air sign, somebody in their family or whatever this is. Somebody is proud of the deputy, or somebody is proud of Ryan, or the deputy is proud of somebody they know that is an air sign, if not an Aquarius, or act like one. So we have right here what this next card is. Pay attention. So Ryan had to pay attention to his visions and his dreams that God gave him to change up his life. Because he was dealing with somebody who half bad and half good, like the Gemini sign, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, right? So we got another card coming behind it. Pay attention. Wait a minute, I thought I just said that card. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, they back to back. It's the same card. Pay attention to your visions and your dreams. Okay, that's the same card. So let's just see. So we have this one. What is this? Okay, so just because a man wears pants, that don't mean his husband worthy. So I got to change it around. Just because the trooper wear trooper clothes, the uniform, that don't mean he trooper worthy. See, I got to turn it around from the original meaning. Just because he wearing trooper clothes, that don't mean he trooper worthy. You know what that means? Right? God saying that he's not suitable. That's what it means, because it's really a husband card, but I got to turn it. He's not suitable. He's not worthy, God saying, to be one. Right? Because God wants him to be God-like, and he's not demonstrating that. Okay? He didn't in this situation anyway. So let me just move these cards, and then we'll go to the rest of them, okay? I'm hearing that song that I hear on TikTok. Oh, I got my boots on the ground. He's going to put his boots on the ground. Well, he probably ain't say where those fans. He probably ain't say, where my fans at? He probably ain't say that. Because we dealing with somebody got some racial problems. Right? So he ain't say that. Ain't no where my fans at. He said something else. Because he definitely called some names. Ain't no way he ain't calling no names. There's no way he ain't calling no names. Racial names. Because I got like a good 3 racial cards at least. Or 4. So he probably said some kind of racial stuff. Right? And he put his boots on the ground. That means he got to run it. Get what I'm saying? Because I hear the boots on the ground song. Let's just flow. Next card is what? Okay, he saw his on the battlefield. Look, we saying race, and here's a race card. Race always going to be here. This deputy need to get a grip, because he is on the battlefield. He felt like race always going to be here. He need to just get a grip. Because you can't make a person be unblack. They always going to be black. Okay, he did a preview. Here we got a battlefield 2 times. He did a battle. He did a preview and saw he was on the battlefield. Or Ryan saw that he is on the battlefield dealing with this deputy, right? He was upset and he was mad. The deputy, right? Next one is they was outside. That's true. They was outside. Next card is what? He's going to take the reins and run with it. But he wasn't going to be the God in him. He was going to take the reins and run with it. and not be the God in him. He is going to be the devil in him. And that's what he did. And he took that child's life away. But God wanted Ryan to take the reins and run with it. So I'm gonna say what that card is, when he saw a time he felt he can make a run for it, he did it. Like when you sprint across the expressway or whatever. You gotta see, oh, can I make it? And you gotta move fast when you go out there, because you know you're out for the count. If you don't get over there, you don't move fast enough, right? So I'm gonna say that Ryan was looking. He was gonna take the reins and run with it. He saw a chance to make a run for it, and that's what he was going to do, right? And he's going to be the God in himself. That means he is going to have some kind of faith about it. Positive thinking. Because he analyzed it, right? And also the officer analyzed things. So we got number 67, 61. Mix them around. They can be part of anything. Court date, phone number, anything. Social or whatever. So we have the next card. He was absorbing to see Ryan, the deputy, right? But Ryan was absorbing to see him also, to see if he was genuine. Genuine as far as trying to kill him, or genuine to see if he told him come out. Genuine to see, well, can I come out? And analyze and see that, well, maybe he won't shoot me, maybe he won't kill me, but maybe he wasn't thinking like that. He was trying to analyze. He was absorbing. Okay, let's see. So the next one is, can I come out without you leaving me? Do not force your ways on me. So the deputy didn't want Ryan to force his ways on him, and his ways would be him running. By him running, the deputy look at it as, you forcing your ways on me. I'm not having that. Because he want him to comply. So we have right here that Ryan feels like the deputy want to force his ways on him. Because if it's something he used to do back then, the deputy might want to make it where he do that now, or try to make it seem like he do that now, or whatever's going on, right? So we have, or try to say that it's going on and it's not going on. So he's saying, no, you're not going to force your ways on me and say that, because it's not true, or whatever it may be. Can I come up without you leaving me? So could he come out from wherever he is hiding at? What the deputy was looking at, well, if he make a move, he not gonna come this way. He gonna leave. He gonna run. Can I trust that he gonna come out and he don't run? Or we have Ryan. Can I come out without you leaving me? And the leaving for Ryan would be killing him. Follow me. So we have no growth come from the same sex. So that's a gay card. So if I take it away from being a gay card and take it the other way, it means no growth come from the same sex. That means that, you heard what I said before that, he absorbing, and he looking and seeing and analyzing some kind of way, wondering if I can come out without him shooting him, right? The officer feel like you ain't gonna force your ways on me. You're not gonna tell me what it's gonna be, that he feel he in control of whatever's going on. He not gonna be dictated to by Ryan, even though Ryan might was talking to him, or he might wasn't. His actions might was talking as far as the deputy, right? Just his actions. So he feel like, well, he gonna decide that Ryan don't have a life, because no growth come from the same sex. So what do? You make sure that person don't grow. And if you kill a person, they don't grow, right? And that's what he did. No more growth comes from Ryan Hilton, because the deputy made sure that no growth, and both of them was males. That mean the same sex, right? Get my drift. Your choices are your own, God says for Ryan. His choices was his own. But for this deputy, his choices was his own, right? Your choices are your own. So you chose to murder this teenager, Ryan. God said your choices was your own. And his choices was his own as far as him coming out, believing you, or him making a run for it, or whatever it is, right? Or whatever this is. In a suitable voice. It was going to be, wait a minute. In a suitable voice. In a reasonable voice, he was going to talk to you some kind of way. Let me see the next one. The next one is dealing with something judicious, you or him was. Next one is he had brown eyes, or the deputy had brown eyes. I can't do it. So either the deputy wanted Ryan to do something that he did in the past, or wanted him to come out of where he was hiding at, or come get in a car, or something from the past, or something he wanted him to do right then at that present time. Where Ryan, if it was something he wanted him to do that he no longer do, or he didn't want to do, or anything like that, he was saying he wasn't going with it. No, I'm not doing that. Like children to tell you no to something, right? If they don't agree with whatever it is. So by him running, that also for the deputy could be where you saying no, because he was running away from him. So let's just see the next one. He was a male and he was a male. Both was a male. But God says that Ryan couldn't trust the officer. He wasn't to be trusted. God saying it. Right? But we have the deputy felt like he couldn't trust Ryan because Ryan knew something about him. That he can talk. And he would have talked if he was given a chance. God told Ryan, don't hurt nobody. But I feel God wanted the deputy not to hurt Ryan. But he was serving as the devil. So you don't go with God's commands when you're dealing with the devil. Because I saw a Satan card. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So he had 2 chances to be a star. Ryan. Right? In whatever situation or whatever it was, something. And it's like 2 chances. But maybe this deputy had 2 chances also to be a star, whatever was going on in his life, whatever it may be. Okay, do not go in here first. So God didn't want Ryan to go in here first like a sailor, but have a wise mind. Because this deputy might want him to be a star, wanted him to do something that he no longer do, that he might did before in September or whenever. Right? So God didn't want this deputy to go in here first, but have a wise mind. But he did go in here first. And far as he's concerned, he did have a wise mind. He felt it was justified, along with his department or whoever else think it's fine. Okay, to please his soul, he felt like Ryan must go. I'm going to say it again. To please the deputy's soul, he felt like Ryan must go, because Ryan knew a secret as far as his deputy. So I'm going to turn it to Ryan. Ryan, to please Ryan's soul, Ryan felt like he must go. That means make a break for it and get away, or no longer be a part of something that this cop know about that he don't do anymore, anything like that, right? I gotta get some water because I'm messing with my throat now, making it dry. So his struggle was his own. He had to get to the next best place, God says. And that would be a place that God wanted him to go to. Because of struggle. Get to a better place. Not negative stuff and things like that. If he is having a hard time, God didn't want him to stay stuck in it. Because the struggle was going to lead him to a better place, God says. That means get out of negative things and get in a positive place. But if I take it to just the time period when he was with the deputy, his struggle was going to lead him. His struggle was a struggle hiding or whatever he was doing. But the next place was going to be a better place. It would be a God place. Because I feel like he was going to try to go home. Or go somewhere where he felt was safe, right? I gotta get out, but I have to get water because my throat is like getting ready to get sore if I don't put water on it. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause you. Okay, I'm back. Okay, the next card is that Ryan was going to be strong. He needed to be strong. Because he was sweeping things up for a speedy recovery as far as, I guess, just as far as something in his life. So we have, he was dealing with a person who was karma plagued, and that was the officer, the deputy, right? He was karma plagued, right? Okay, so we have Ryan felt the moisture of what this took from him, right? When each bullet pierced this body, if it was more than one bullet. And how he felt during that time, being afraid, being scared, wanting his mother, wanting his parents, because he was with somebody who did not love him, did not value his life. Sorry, my stomach growling. But the officer, the deputy, was feeling the moisture of what this took from him. And that is, he felt like Ryan either took something from him or didn't do something he wanted him to do or disobeyed or whatever it is, right? So this would be for the family. Release your loved one. So in time, you had to release your loved one because he was taken away from you. Well, finding your parents even matter. So this would be Ryan's card. Well, finding his parents even matter. Because at that point in time, he was afraid, scared, fighting for his life, wanting his life, wanting his parents, wanted their help, anything like that. Because we're finding his parents even matter. Because he's thinking about his parents at one point. His mother one time, then his parents in general. Right here with this card. Because he was going to reveal that he was wrong as far as maybe being in the car, if the car was stolen or anything like that, or if he did something wrong to the officer before or something because he had history, or the officer just need to reveal to the parents that this officer, this deputy, was wrong. Okay? Because God said that you are wrong. You was a score loser. Right? At one point. Well, you didn't want to be a score loser, but I feel like you was one already. Because he is running from you. So you didn't want to be a score loser and let him get away, because that would mean that you was a loser. Right? You didn't catch him. So you weren't going to be the score loser, so you had to catch him and stop him to make it where you win. But also, you felt like a score loser because he no longer indulged in something that he did before, anything like that. So we have right here that it was complicated for you to show him good, show him love, show him care. And you, I'm hearing, mowed him down. Right? Right? So we have, you was following him from a distance. So he was running and you ran behind him. So that's following from a distance. Or you was following him from a distance, period, from whenever that even occurred. Okay, so we have right here that, let's see, this one, bear with me. This is for the parents. Depression is not meant to be for a lifetime. For the parents, for the family, for the siblings, or any of the family members. After a while, you want to have to choose you and be strong again. Right now, you're going to feel all the moisture that this takes from you, and God wants you to. But in time, you're going to have to get strong again, but that's just in time, whenever the time comes. Okay? So we have and live the best life by getting healed. Okay? The next card is Ryan had to stop running and fight for his life. So some kind of way he stopped some kind of way. He was somewhere, stopped for a minute, and then he started to run, right? Some kind of way. He hooked himself on and ran from his problems to the friends he had or to this cop, right? This deputy, right? And left things to others. That means he left things to his friends or he left things to this deputy, right? He hooked himself on. So I hear, roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. So the cop came with his car. Roll, roll, roll your car gently down the road. Okay, what's this? Okay. Did this deputy, let me see. Did this deputy know him? That's what this card says. And I feel he did. He wasn't a stranger to him. They say he had history. At least in September, anything like that. Or August. Let's just wait for a minute. Because he placed his name on a job, a lottery ticket, or a slot. And this will be Ryan, right? So he hooked himself on and ran from his problems. So some kind of way he hooked himself on something that can make him money. Get what God's saying right here, right? He didn't answer a lot of questions. He left it to other people, to his friends, or to this deputy, right? So we have, God said you need to apologize, deputy. Okay? And God said now is the time that you do it, deputy. Okay? So we have the next one. Is circumstances stop Ryan from framing it for a lifetime. And in his storyline, it means that he was murdered. So it stopped him from living, going to college, having children, having a wife, whatever he wanted to do in life. Circumstances stopped that. Him from framing it for a lifetime. Because he was murdered. And that stopped everything. Okay? The next card is, sorry about my stomach growling. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, he wanted his parents. We got 3 parents cards. So I feel like he was close to his parents because I got 3 parent cards in here. He wasn't really what you call a deep down street kid, maybe. Where he don't listen to his parents no kind of way, because we got 3 parent cards, like a mother card, then a parent card, then there's another parent card. He wanted his parents, okay? He wanted their love, right? He wanted them to help him, okay? He could have been a Lee Brothers deputy, one of those boys who was with him, or somebody. He was interested in balance, things being balanced, because somebody wanted him to be a substitute, and that would be the officer, the deputy, right? Wanted him to be a substitute for some reason, right? Unless he had him mistaken for somebody else, but I don't really think that, but I'm just going to, okay, so he hooked himself on. I said that already. I must have wrote it 2 times. I said that already. It's the same card. I guess God wanted to say it again. He hooked himself on to make some money. He asked a bunch of questions. Okay? He left things to others and escaped. And that simply means he didn't ask a bunch of questions about it. He was just going to be making some money. So he left it to whoever to work out the kinks. If you know what I'm talking about. If you're old enough to know what that means. Okay? He didn't ask a bunch of questions about it. So I'm going to turn it around a little bit. He hooked himself on to others. And that would be the cops at that time. The deputies. And he's trying his best to escape. Okay, so the next one is he wanted to focus on his journey. And right then his journey was to escape. His journey was to not be a part of this because he's interacting with a job. So we dealing with this some kind of job he had. Okay, let's see. So he was dealing with the deputy that discard others, and he discard Ryan's life. Where the deputy felt like, I don't think so. Like, you're not getting away, I don't think so. Anything like that. So with Ryan, he is going to try harder in love or in business. Because he said, I feel no to interacting with a job. Something he might have done before. He no longer do. Something like that. So we have, he is dealing with an unhealthy male. And the unhealthy male is the deputy. Follow me? Okay, so we have abuse showed that it was fake love from this deputy to act like he liked them some kind of way or cared or was considerate, but it was fake. So we got number 4. He was dealing with a Judas, and that would be the deputy was a Judas. And you know what a Judas is, look in the Bible. Because he wanted to be a wonderful conqueror, or the deputy wanted to be. Here's a unique living. Ryan. Intensity, cover his genitals. He needs to cover his genitals. Follow me? So if he got locked up before, he don't have to, but let me just say this, because I usually don't use it another way, but this seemed a certain way, this storyline to me. So if he was to get locked up some kind of way, he would have to cover his genitals. Get my drift? But you supposed to be grown-ups looking at me. So if he was to get locked up, he would have to cover his genitals. That means protect himself from people who are not straight. Get my drift, right? So let's just flow a little bit. So, love don't hurt, God said. Love heals. So, this officer, this deputy, was showing abuse. Fake love, acting like he cared or acting nice or whatever, but then he was unhealthy. Because God said love don't hurt, it heals. Right? Okay, so we have, he want what he signed up for, a man or a woman, or whatever he signed up for. So Ryan, some kind of way, had a job or whatever, whenever it might have been, in September, August, or whatever this is. He want what he signed up for, whatever the job was about or whatever it may be, or this officer was hooked onto him some kind of way with some kind of job or whatever this is. And the officer want what he signed up for. But seeing like Ryan no longer do whatever, or don't want to do whatever, or whatever this is. He is nesting. Unfortunately, something didn't smell right to Ryan. Right? So we got pills coming behind it, so I feel like they was interacting with pills, both of them some kind of way. Right? So strike that. That's not the pill card, but it's pills in this storyline. So daily life make people rethink and change what they need to change and seek what they had forgotten. So what Ryan, daily life made him see what he needed to change in his life and seek what he had forgotten in his life to make a change. Follow me? So we have right here that he was a conscious thinker. Follow me? The next one is no longer. Right there. Okay. Some kind of way he did something before, sell pills or something he did, and he no longer did that. He was trying to convince the deputy, or the deputy wanted him to indulge in something he used to do before a ticket. However it goes, is one or the other. Right? Lay off. I don't do that no more. But he might didn't say lay off. He might have just said he don't do it, whatever. I don't know how he talked. Some young people say, man, I don't do that, or whatever they may say, or sir, or whatever they might have said. I don't know. Okay, but he no longer do whatever it is. That's the bottom line, right? But the person wanted him to indulge, so it would have to be the deputy. Get what I'm saying? Because he was running. Remember, the deputy approached him. He didn't approach him. Okay. He marveled at a candlelight love because something was done strategic. So we have the officer did something strategic. He is marveling at a candlelight love. So some kind of way, at nighttime, some kind of way, maybe some kind of job was being done back then with drugs or anything like that, pills or anything like that, and he is marveling at it. He said he no longer do that. Okay, so the next one is, he is choicy about a place, going to a place. Ryan. He had a sixth sense about the TP. So, if it's jail, but it is a state on the card, right? So it could be going out of town to another state, going to another community, going to another county, going to another neighborhood, or it could just simply mean going to the police station. But he had a sixth sense about it. Get what I'm saying? Sixth sense. Not six, but sick sense. Okay? Because something didn't smell right. Right? And when your intuition tells you that, it means what it means. Something ain't right. Because he was trying to weather out. He was trying to weather out things, to do things decent. Right. Next card is he is saying things in slow motion. His eyes was watering. Something like that. He's seeing things, his eyes was watery, seeing things in slow motion. He's an earth angel. God says somebody gone here to help the earth make the world a better place. People don't realize who they're killing. People don't realize who they're coming up against. It's people that God had to make this world a better place and make a change here. Right? That you look at as scum, as trash, or whatever you look at them as criminals or whatever. It's flattering, so what? So this coming after the eyes of watery, seeing things in slow motion. So this would be for the deputy. It's flattering, so what? He didn't care nothing about Ryan seeing things in slow motion. His eyes was watery. He didn't care about that. So what? That's what the God said. Flattering, so what? No, it's like to say, I don't care about how you feel. So we have he was keeping his options open. Ryan. Or the deputy was keeping his options open as far as his love life or whatever was going on, his job or whatever, his options open as far as job, love life or whatever, or Ryan was keeping his options open as far as job, love life or whatever this is. Okay. Ryan was looking for love. And as far as looking for love, he wanted the officer to care about his life right then. Care about him in general, but it was fake love. So he changed it. So we have, it was impossible for him to survive. It was made impossible for him to survive. And it's taking a little slower for me doing the cards right now because I got all this written on pieces of paper because I had mixed all my cards up the other day, and it would be daunting to try to find those cards, and all of those cards I have is just too many. So I said, well, I'm going to listen to the video and I'm going to write it down on pieces of paper. That's why it's dragging out, because if I actually had a card in front of me, I could say it faster, but I got to look at the paper real good and just do it this way. So it was impossible. It was made impossible for him to survive. It was meant to be, because he needed a double Jesus miracle, and that is impossible because it was made impossible. It was meant to be impossible for him to survive. Get my drift? It's right out murder. Get what I'm saying? Number 5, God's number, grace. God gave grace to the deputy, but he didn't want to take it. Right? Because he is looking at Ryan as easy. He a child. He a fool, or whatever he is looking at him as, right? He need to fill his spirit with a clear vision. Because the vision he was looking at is he wanted to murder this teenager, take his life away. So that's the vision he had. But God said he should have filled his spirit with a clear vision. To have love, to have consideration, to value life. Because he was terrified, because his life was taken by force. He had to start to rely on his own voice. Ryan. Let's just see what this. Rely on his own voice. Start to rely on his own voice. And get from under other people's thumbs. So we got his mother again. His mother might be slim in nature. So he had to do some soul searching, or he did, or this deputy needed to. So we got a lot of parent cards. So he was close to his parents. We got number 1. Oh no, that's not in it. I'm sorry. Let's see. He was in his emotions, and he wanted the officer to be sensitive to his emotions. He is being molded into what he really wasn't. So if he is selling pills or whatever negative he was doing, he was being molded. You know what molded means, right? He had to look to see what others was doing to keep him stuck what God says. He had to get from under other people's thumbs, somebody who having him doing whatever, molding him into what God said. He was not that. Get what God's saying? He was not that. So the next one is, it's time for the family to heal, or it's going to be eventually, because this deputy treated Ryan Hilton ugly as stink, God says, and God knows this man. He is looking for his money and his keys to serve him, the deputy. Or we have, if Ryan was trying to get in, it means he must didn't have a key if he was trying to get in the house or whatever. But so I'm going to say the officer looking for his money and his keys to serve him, because he is picking people in the order of, and that means black, white, short, tall, gay, straight, addicts, drug dealers, whatever he is looking for. Picking people. Get what I'm saying? You picking people, certain people. Okay, that goes with his job. Looking for certain people. Criminals, right? So he was jet setting and it was juicy. Or Ryan was, right? So I don't know if Ryan was asleep at the time. So if Ryan was asleep at the time, he wasn't jet setting and having fun. He was asleep. If they was actually sleeping in that car, it wasn't them. This would be the officer jet setting and it's juicy. That means going to have some fun, going to start trouble, or whatever he was going for. Follow me? So we have, give me a reason why I should take you back. So I'm going to make that card is give me a reason why I should let you live. That's what I'm going to turn it around to that, right? Next card is, I'm fighting my feelings, but I want to let them rise. So he's fighting his feelings, and he said he wanted to let him rise, and he let him rise because he shot him, right? Ryan inside his mind, God save me, right? So we have the police department and anybody else out there that's on social media, whatever, is saying out to the family, don't blame others for your loss. Because they feel like, don't blame other people for your loss. Because that's all they say is, your son shouldn't have been in a stolen car. Things like that they say. Right? Stuff like that in comments. But the deputy shouldn't have blamed Ryan for his loss. So Ryan no longer indulged in something he used to do, and the deputy didn't like it. That's what it's looking like. Right? Right? So the deputy murdered Ryan and just went on about his business, went home, smoke his cigarettes, drink his coffee, or whatever he do, look at TV, and just went on about his life. And thinking like, don't blame me for your loss. Don't blame him because you're feeling sad or whatever he might be thinking like. Also, the department and all of the people on social media that think it's fine that this child was killed. Right, so we have, but the officer, the deputy, was blaming Ryan for his loss. Blaming Ryan because of Ryan no longer indulged in something he used to. He's blaming Ryan because Ryan was trying to get away from him. And if he didn't catch Ryan and seemed like he wasn't catching him because he couldn't catch up, that would be like a loss. And he didn't want it to be like that. So he was going to do what he was going to do to make sure he didn't lose him. Right? So he did what he did. And he made sure of it. Right? So some kind of way he might have asked Ryan something where he wanted Ryan to be available. Or, I'm sure, this card say I'm sure. Are you available? I'm sure. That's what this card saying, right? So I'm trying to work it in the storyline. So Ryan and this officer might have talked some kind of way before. Or if not that, well, they did talk some kind of way because it was a history some kind of way. He wasn't a stranger to him, but some kind of way he might have saw that Ryan or knew that Ryan was at that car maybe. So Ryan was already available. And he was sure about Ryan was at that car already before he went to the car, before the car was stolen or whatever they talking about. He might have knew already. Or whatever this is with that card. Let's just go to the next one. So things were starting to change for Ryan in his life. Because he had plenty of ideas for his fortune, some money that he might have been making some kind of way out on the street, or unless he found a job. If he didn't find a job, there was some kind of money he was making out on the street, or this officer had plenty of ideas for his fortune. Follow me? Next one is he tortured Ryan. Ryan crying out to not be tortured. So some kind of way he moaned or whatever he did for him being shot. Or he might have actually said to him, don't shoot me. I don't know because I didn't look at the video, so I just don't know. During the temporary times, he was planting his fortune, Ryan or the officer. Right? Planting a fortune means making money in this storyline, okay? So we have, my lawyer said so. God said he an earth angel. My lawyer said so. The family have to get a lawyer, but Ryan was going to have a lawyer some kind of way. Or this deputy going to have to get a lawyer. Ryan was a people pleaser, and you cannot be a people pleaser. No matter who people are, you can't be a people pleaser. He had to know his words had power. Okay? So we have, it was challenging. That's why we can't make it as a person of color or some kind of money deal, whatever this is. Number 73 or 37. Next one is you need to cut the cord on anything ungodly. And if he is making money out on the street, is considered ungodly, okay? So in the winter time, he might have been, follow me? No more base conditions as far as growing money. So some kind of way he might have been making money that's not godly in the winter time, follow me? So we have your ex is not for you. Your ex is trouble. So I'm going to put the ex as the deputy because that's the only person that's being his enemy in the storyline that's going against him. Is the deputy, and by God saying the ex is because he ran into this person before or was connected with this person before some kind of way, September, August, or whenever, and even that day right there, they connected because he was running behind him or what was happening, and he put distance between him and this deputy back then, or even that day right there, he's trying to make distance. So it's considered an ex. When you try to leave somebody behind, that's what you call an ex, okay? Whoever it is, or whatever it is, right? So, here's the officer. He's going to go get Ryan. Because he saw him now. It say you see it now. So, see, he saw him now, so he's going to go get him. Okay? The next one is which one comes next. Let's just see. This one. Okay. So we have, he was battling. Lights was flashing. I'm sorry. It was limited light at the boardwalk. Wherever he was with this officer was limited light. And he was battling, God says, right? Battling means it was challenging. He's trying to get out of position to run or just save his life or whatever. So right here, finally he in a safe and happy place. And that simply means in his storyline is that he with God. That's when you go to God. Follow me? Next one. Because he was shot. Because he is dealing with somebody who was posing as who the person not. Right? While he is seeking refuge. Listen to what the card says. He is dealing with somebody who is posing as who the person was not. Right? While he was seeking refuge. So if he was in the car sleeping, as people were saying, he is seeking refuge sleeping. Right? Or if he's hiding behind something, he still was seeking refuge. But we got the deputy posing as who he's not. So he acting like he whoever he is, but he got another side to him. Right? That Ryan know about. Follow me? God says not raisins and lollipops. This is real life. Okay, the next one is he looked at Ryan as easy. I can just do what I want to do to him. He a kid. He a fool. He'll walk over. He'll push over. He green. Right? Or he looked at him all them ways because he felt like he was in charge. He can make him do what he wanted to because he was in charge. He could lie on him or whatever and make it where he do whatever he tell him. Right? I'm trying to use this card all kind of ways because when somebody look at you as easy, they just think they can just do what they want to do to you, right? God wanted him to go on and begin. Because he was the lone wolf, God says. Because his deputy looked at him as easy. He decided to stick a fork in Ryan. Because God wanted him to change himself into a new version of Ryan Hinton, right? Hinton, right? So Ryan decided to stick a fork in anything as far as whatever the officer know of, or whatever this stuff is with him and this officer, this deputy, right? God wanted him to stick a fork in it, right? And he did that, right? Because God wanted Ryan to turn himself into a new version of the person Ryan, right? It's like you're a drug addict, then you get clean, get my drift. There's a new version. It's like you're a sinner and you go to church and you get saved and you turn your life around. It's a new version. Get what I'm saying, right? This officer had hidden feelings. He needed to just say the deputy, right? He part of a secret society, right? So we have, he wanted equal and fair, or Ryan wanted it, right? Or the family wanted also, because they want justice. They might not be saying it, but they want justice. God wants justice, right? His wake up time, it was time to continue his life, Ryan, right? Because God wanted him to turn into a new version, change up his life. But it was wake up time for the deputy, right? And he did something fast. And what he did fast was murder Ryan, right? Because he told Ryan that something was his fault. It's your fault, right? So Ryan didn't walk away. He ran away. Because this card saying walk. But I'm going to say, it says he walked away. And the officer, I'm saying officer, that's not on the card, but I got to put it in because that's who it is, right? So Ryan walked away. And the officer thought that he was toying with him. So I got to change it. Ryan ran away. And the officer, the deputy, looked at it like, thought that Ryan was toying with him. Wasn't taking him serious, anything like that. What did I say? So we have Ryan wanted the deputy to have sensitiveness, but he didn't, because it was a meeting place, and the meeting place was where that car was. That's the meeting place, where the car, where this stuff had met is what you call the meeting place. So some kind of way he might have been there before, Ryan, in that meeting place before, and wherever this car was, and that was a meeting place. He might have been there before. In the car, out of the car, or whatever this is, or this deputy, because it's the meeting place. Wait, let's just see for a minute. God says stop. So God wanted the deputy to stop wearing certain kind of clothes. He is wearing certain kind of clothes. He was shouting from the rooftops. That just simply means he was raising his voice or something, hollering or whatever. He was wearing certain kind of clothes. So we know he's a deputy, so he should have had deputy clothes on, right? Next one is Ryan had to play ball with his life in the best ways. God says only the best ways. Because this deputy made Ryan disappear without a trace. And that simply means in this storyline is he killed him. That means his family won't see him again. They only can look at video and pictures of him. They won't see him walking inside that house again. Because he made him vanish without a trace. Next card is this one. Ryan had to get back to what God intended him to be. And not let the world talk for him. Not let this deputy talk for him. Because it looked like there was some kind of something was going on there. This deputy, let me see. Let me see. This deputy was not trying to be friends. Okay. Alright, some kind of way this deputy was not trying to be friends or whatever. He was trying to use him. Okay, let's see something. So maybe whenever it was he was talking nice or whatever, and was whatever it was one other time or whatever, he was trying to use Ryan, or he did use Ryan. Okay? Fear took him there. Wait a minute. Like that. Let me just do one at a time so I won't get messed up. Fear took him there. Hold on to that thought, people. That fear took the deputy there to feel he had to do that to Ryan, because Ryan knew his secrets. Ryan knew some secrets. One secret or more than one, however it is. So fear took him there to do what he did to Ryan. But fear took Ryan there to do what Ryan did. And what Ryan did was jump out that car and he ran. Follow me? Ryan was isolated. Why did I believe you? So Ryan was isolated. Fear one. Why did I believe you? Because some kind of way it was a meeting place. So some kind of way he might have been meeting Ryan that night. Because something went on back then, some kind of way. So it was a meeting place. And right in that alley or wherever they was, that's what you call a meeting place. That's where all the action happened. Or we can take it as Ryan, this is Ryan talking right here. Why did I believe you? So if he ain't talking, his mind thinking it. Because he feeling like this officer, this deputy is alright with him somewhat, but he not. He turned like the Gemini, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. He turned on him. Right? He wanted to plan his fortune. Ryan or the deputy or both of them. So one of them might have a younger brother, or is a younger brother, or have a younger brother, anything as far as a younger brother, right? God says it's insane what this deputy did to Ryan. It's insane, God says, right? That means you shouldn't have did it. It wasn't called for. So we have right here that Ryan saw it with full eyes. Because the officer felt like Ryan was not going to be disrespecting him. Right? The deputy or Ryan want them eat a certain way, whatever they eat like. Okay? I'm a vegan, so I eat how I eat. They eat however they eat, whatever it is. It could be fast food. It could be this. It could be that. I don't know, really. Some kind of way as far as they eat. One of them. So we have Ryan lost his cushions and minutes. That means protection. That means life. Right? Because it says right here, the next card, book an appointment. Was he really worth it? So some kind of meeting was set. Well, this detective, what is he? This deputy. he need to book some kind of appointment, go on treatment or something like that. Or it was a meeting place. And that area where he was considered a meeting place. Or he met him there before, anything like that. Or that's where all of them meet up, or whatever this is. Him and his friends. Or time. Was he really worth it? So this goes with the officer and Ryan. Is God saying, is he really worth it? Get what God's saying? Is he really worth it? Is this deputy really worth it? Because see it for full eyes. See it for full eyes. And he saw it with full eyes when the deputy was chasing him down. That's the full eyes. He's saying he can't disrespect me, or he felt like he was disrespecting him. He lost his cushions. That means he got murdered. Follow me? Was this really worth it? And make hear God saying, was this really worth it, Ryan? Was this deputy really worth it? Meeting this person, talking to this person about any kind of business or whatever this is. Okay? Let's flow. Look around the corner. Look over your shoulders. You can get it any time. Pills. Follow me? It was a relapse. It was a war zone as far as pills. Follow me? So we have, that's what happened on Ryan's journey and his deputy, right? Because seemingly God says Ryan was special. Because Ryan was an earth angel person God had here to help on this earth to make it a better place. But as far as the deputy, seemingly he feel he's special. And anybody else that feel that he was right to kill his child. Okay? So we got some more and I'm almost done. I said over 100 cards, I feel. That's probably why my throat feeling like it's feeling. I think I did like over 100 cards. I think I did over 100. That's why my throat feeling like it's feeling. Oh my goodness. Like this is a lot. This is a lot right here. But God wanted out. And when God wants a story told, it got to be told. When God wants a story told, it's going to be told when God wants it told. God had plans for this young person, Ryan. Okay, the next card is he was dedicated to the wall. Ryan, dedicated to the wall. And a wall is anything that need to be chopped down that's not good for you. Anything negative that need to be chopped down. So he might have been selling some kind of pills, anything like that, or anything negative out in the street, something, if it wasn't pills, right? Okay? But this officer was dedicated to the wall. And the deputy was dedicated to the wall too because he was doing something negative. Addiction or part of some kind of money stuff, scheme or whatever was going on with him out in the street. Or he was like, he was a deputy. There's nothing wrong with him being a deputy. So God wouldn't say he can't be a deputy, but it's how he was handling business. God would have a problem with that and say the wall need to be chopped down. You need to change up the way you are. Because God don't want you to be a deputy going out being a menace to people. Okay? Okay, let's see. too sloppy. I don't know what this is. So this one is just not gonna be said because I wrote too sloppy. Let's see. Two soldiers. Okay. I think Ryan didn't want to go to jail, or the deputy didn't want to go to jail. Ryan running because he don't want to go to jail, but the cop don't want to go to jail either because he was doing something wrong. Follow me? Court date was coming. It says right here, the next card. He's dealing with his billfold in a social club. Whatever the social club is, someplace. So the social club could be the courthouse or the jailhouse. Okay? Or some other business place or something where money is involved, or somewhere. I don't know. Could even be a restaurant. I don't know. Let's just see. Okay, he needs to have a mindset of a Libra. Balanced, right? So the officer was like the Virgo, business minded. Yeah, he needed to be healed to be able to show love and compassion for a person, right? So he is going to be wearing the shield of honor and the helmet of strong, right? The officer, because he is wearing the shield of honor and the helmet of strong, right? So in his mind set was a certain kind of way, and however he was trained or whatever. But then he was wearing the shield of honor, whatever his uniform was saying on it. So he felt that was the shield of honor, right? And he is going to honor his uniform, right? So we have right here that Ryan was sustaining himself at a shelter, and the shelter would be in that car at first, but then he might have been hiding behind something when he was running, before he started running again or whatever. God wanted him to create a miracle for himself, right? He's around something green and flowery, bushes, trees, grass, plants, whatever. God wanted him to create a miracle for himself and make it his own, make something. Like a new job, or go to college, or anything good. Get what I'm saying? He had to be the cheerleader of his own life and control his own life, right? Because God said he had to stop letting people have him under their thumb, right? He was eating something at one point, or whenever it might have been, or this deputy. So the deputy put out a threat whenever it might have been, right? It don't have to be that night, but whenever, I don't know. So something happened between 9 o'clock a.m., 9:30 p.m., whenever that might have been. Because he pinpointed something and complained, the deputy. So we have the next card. Pill drop effect going down the hall or the alley. So some kind of way he pinpointed an action. Maybe that something about drugs or something like that, maybe. He might have been eating something at the top, and he's going to be the chairperson of his own life. We're talking about the deputy right now with this situation. What I'm saying right now, right? So let's just see. So the deputy wasn't going to die with Ryan. He felt like he still had life, but God talking to the family, you still have life, don't die with Ryan, okay? So Ryan was around a central place with glass. So at that time period right there, only thing it was the car, right? And the car at that time was sinful because it created chaos. You get what I'm saying? So if not the car, some other kind of way he met this deputy somewhere before or somewhere else before where it's glass, an actual building where you eat at or somewhere, right? If it's not the car. Someone got paid, so somebody got paid, whoever it was, right? So the deputy aimed for it and went on a kitty cat mission and was sneaky, right? And did what he did to Ryan. Okay, so we got a restaurant or eating place, some kind of restaurant or something like that. Something could have happened in September, and I got to see the number 9, so 9 means September. Okay, let's see. If he wanted to be non-religious, he could be. And did he know everything about religion or about a situation? Or just having somebody having a bunch of rules over him? Ryan. Okay, so he wanted equal and fair. So it could have been where he was selling some kind of pills. So feelings was charged. And he wanted equal and fair. It's coming again. They back to back. So feelings was charged, and when a feelings charged, you fed up with the person. You don't care if you so angry with them. You don't care. It's like hate. So the officer had charged feelings because he was running. Okay. Well, he could have had charged feelings, but he still ran. He ain't stay there and act on them and do nothing negative. God gave the officer grace, number 5. Gave him time to think and how to react in different things, right? So God says fruit, vegetables, herbs, veggies. Nuts, not nuts, some herbs are good if you're not allergic. One of them might eat. Because he is coupled up with Satan. So the deputy was Satan. God says it, right? So we have right here, look at the camera. Okay, look at the camera. Look at the camera. He is peeling off everything in him, the officer. That means letting off steam. If he a mean person, he's letting that off. If he racist, he's letting that out. Get what I'm saying? He's letting off everything. If he actually physically touched them, he is letting that out. Get what I'm saying? It say look at the camera. You gotta look at the camera footage good. All the camera footage that it is. All of it that exists. We got number 4, 3, 2, 3, 5. 1, 3. Officer in his dream house, but he might be going to jail. Or he didn't want to go to jail. We can put it that way. Right? So we have Ryan didn't want to go to jail. And the cop didn't want to go to jail either if Ryan told his secret. Follow me? It would have been doomed for the cop, for the detective. The deputy. Oh my goodness. Oh my, I just said all these names. The deputy. I'm not used to saying that one. The deputy, so I gotta get used to. Okay, see if I can see him. So let's see, Ryan, give me a vision. Give me a vision right now. Let's see if I can see him. So he walking down the alley. It looked like the ground is wet, like it's been raining. I see the number 14. Something could have happened when he was 14. Somebody could be 41, or we dealing with the number 5, God's number of grace. But I see the 14. Something could have happened to the officer when the officer was 14. Okay, let's just see. So in the vision, Ryan is alone. No friends. No friends. I see a number 14. The 14 is on his clothes though. A big 14 in the front. So, I don't see anybody else though. So maybe some kind of way he is doing some kind of meeting right there with this vision. Okay, let's just see. Let me see. Bear with me for a minute. So we have the deputy thought he was better because he was the deputy. So he feel like he better than any citizen because he's the deputy. He's in charge, right? So he might have felt like Ryan had a nerve. Because he want to make the best out of his life and out of his job. Thoughts were swirling in his mind or in Ryan's mind. Because God says when Ryan feel the real him was going to come out. That means make a run for it, say whatever he had to say or whatever. That's the real you, right? The real you. The officer, the real whoever he is was going to come out. The real him. And what if that camera footage, all of it get put out there, you're going to hear the real him. Not what he put out to certain friends of his, but the real him as far as how he feel and what kind of person he is somewhat with all the camera footage. Because the real him was going to come out. And it did. Because if he stole a car and the car sitting right there, there's no reason to murder the person. That makes no sense. So something was out of control. God said something was out of control. So he might was overwhelmed. Because maybe Ryan owed him money. Or maybe he owed Ryan money. But one thing for sure, Ryan was overwhelmed because his life was on the line and he was just trying to survive. So he is dealing with a person who was a ticking time bomb. Okay? Somebody who liked the grandstand and it wasn't kosher, God says, right? Who was this deputy. Right? Next one is this card. Court was going to be in session, yes, for Ryan if he got taken to jail for anything. But then court would have been in session for this officer, this deputy. I'm just going to say cop if it come out. I'm going to say it, and I ain't going to keep on repeating because I'm so used to saying one thing, the deputy, right? So he was going to stand tall no matter what, the deputy. We got numbers 20502, right? They could be part of anything from anything. Part of a social phone number. It could be part of anything. License, door number, birthday. It could be part of anything, okay? So court was going to be in session for Ryan if he was caught and taken in, or court would have been in session for the deputy at one point if Ryan would have started talking about a certain situation, secret that he knew about as far as this deputy. He demanded respect from Ryan. By Ryan running and going the opposite direction, he looked at it as not having respect for him, or Ryan saying no to something, and he still felt like it was disrespect. Right? He wanted to stay on his throne because he felt like he was the big man. He's the deputy. Whatever he say goes, if he liked it or not. Right? Just do what he said. Follow what he said. He had to face it parent straight. Right? Not raisins and lollipops. Yep. That's what God says. Not raisins and lollipops. So we have right here that he was sworn for wealth. Ryan at one point, and also this officer. Right? Someone was like a church mouse reeling in the cash. So Ryan was reeling in the cash for this officer, this deputy, right? A man, so we have right here that the deputy, because I'm not going to say, let me see, should that be Ryan or Ryan? Because Ryan is the victim. The victim always is the person that I got to focus on as far as justice for the victim. So Ryan was dealing with this deputy who wanted time, romance, or money. He wanted one of them three from Ryan. Right? So we have right here that he is plunging in with a gun. Right? And he did do that. So we have, he made a gesture. Ryan, God is the path I'm walking. Is it the right one? He had to learn to pick his battles. Because is the path I'm walking the right path? As far as seem like some selling pills or something going on. Right? Talking to God. And when he was hiding, he might have been talking to God then. God, which way do I go? Get what I'm saying? Which way do I go? Right? Because he had to learn how to fight his battles. So he couldn't fight that battle. So if he had a gun, he definitely wasn't using it. If he had one, he wasn't using it. Because usually if you're trying to fight what you call a battle, you're going to use the gun. That's a battle. That's a battle. Right? He wasn't using no gun. He wasn't trying to fight no battle. The card's saying he wasn't trying to fight no battle. He was trying to run away. He had to learn how to pick his battles. He wasn't trying to pick no battle with the cops. You hear what that card says? He had to learn to pick his battles. And he wasn't picking no battle with that cop. He was running away from that cop. The card's saying he had to learn to pick them. And he wasn't picking none. He was running. If he was picking one, he would have stayed there. He would have shot at him. He would have been there man to man. Okay? So we have right here that the deputy decided to wash his hands on the African American, and that would be Ryan, right? So we got a lot of racial cards, so it made me think the man had some racist ways about him. Okay? So this is to the family Your loved one would not want you to be depressed for a long time. Your loved one will want you to live your life again in time. He did not have protection from his father. So at the time, his father wasn't there to be able to protect him. But this officer was controlling like he was his father. So I'm going to turn the card around. This officer was controlling like he was his father. So I'm going to turn it around and say he was acting like he was his father, bossing him around or whatever. But he wasn't having protection from the officer, and the officer was acting like how a father did as far as control. You follow me? Because a father was like a father. The officer, this deputy is like a father figure, because fathers usually be bossy or control and tell you what to do or what, because they're your father. But this officer was abusive, right? Or his own father was abusive to him, right? This officer wasn't going to lose because he felt he was in control. He looked at Ryan as loose, promiscuous. So promiscuous, being loose and promiscuous, like being out in the street, moving around, moving about, being every which way or whatever, or he easy to do things as far as if there's any kind of pills or whatever's going on, but it is pills because it's said in the storyline, or romance. We can throw that in there too. Why not? Because that's what really promiscuous means, right? So, and drugs or in love. That's what the card is saying, right? He wanted his needs met, this officer. He wanted his needs met. Whatever. Time, romance, or money. Take whichever one. Right? And also he wanted him to do what he wanted him to do. If that is come back over here and talk, or get in a car, or get in a deal, or whatever this is, right? There's a countdown for recovery for the family. There's going to be a countdown for recovery for the family in time. Whenever that, it takes time to grieve. It just don't happen in one day. However long it takes. He needed structure. He needed structure, Ryan. But he also needed structure when he was out there among this deputy, right? But this deputy needed structure also because he's out of control, right? So this officer wanted a precious occasion. And the precious occasion for the officer was for him to get rid of Ryan. Because Ryan knew a secret, or more than one, about this man, right? Because he was making arrangements to get out of that camp. So where he was not a camp, but it was a place, right? The camp means a house, right? It means house, but it's any place you at, but it really means your home. So Ryan was in a car, he said, so that was serving as his house, his shelter at the time, right? But he made arrangements to get out of that camp. He got out of the car, follow me? But then he was over there hiding or whatever he was doing, but he needed to get from there also. So he was making arrangements to get out of that camp and get away, right? So the next one is number 36, number 39. So it is alright to let him go. You lost yourself. no more. So this is not for the family. This is for Ryan and this deputy, because this man is not a stranger. Not going off my storyline. It's alright to let him go. He lost himself. This person gonna always know you cared. Now that's what this card is saying, right? So if I take it to the family gonna always know that Ryan cared and loved them, right? Because during this time they're gonna be grieving and all, but once it gets to the point years down the road or however long it takes, and they start not being in grief a lot, it's going to be where that card served the family. It's okay to let him go, because Ryan going to always know you loved him. See what I'm saying? But we got to take it to the deputy. It was alright for Ryan to let him go. This officer going to always know Ryan liked him, because Ryan got along with this person all the time some kind of way. But when he decided to make a change, that's when a division came. Seemed like here, he lost himself. Get what God's saying? You lost yourself, but no more. That means you wasn't doing the right thing, and you wasn't thinking for yourself like you should have, Ryan. You lost yourself, but no more. So Ryan changed up his ways, or decided he wanted to change up his ways, anything like that. Right? God says that it was insane what this man did. It was insane, because God says that you shouldn't have did it. When God says something insane, you shouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have did it, because you wanted your needs met. You wanted him to do what you wanted him to do. God said you need to apologize to the family. Here we go. Put it up there. Okay. The devil will not apologize to godness. Satan steals, kills, and destroys. And you was playing a part of Satan. God said it in the storyline. Right? You took that young boy life away. So you had the car. The car was sitting where it was sitting at. So now what reason did you have to shoot him in the back? The car's there, so if it's a stolen car, you got the stolen car. Now what reason is it to shoot him in the back? So you can't say because it's a stolen car, the car's sitting there. So you don't want the car back because it's sitting there. Because it wasn't about the car. That was just an opportunity. You looked at him as not worth living. Not worthy. Black and useless. What is this one? God said you went overboard, because what Ryan did to you didn't warrant what you did back to Ryan. So if Ryan running away from you didn't warrant what you did to Ryan, shoot him dead because he running away from you, or because he don't want to do something you want him to do. That's what God's saying. You went overboard, God says. Did it warrant what you did? No. Any person in their right mind would say no. Any godly person would say no. You didn't want to water down your anger, because he was a burden to you. You weren't going to feel no feelings or emotions for his life. You did not want to look at the positives in him. Or if he wanted to change his life up, you didn't care. You just wanted him to go back to negative. So you fought him by a gun. That's how you fought him by a gun. A mirror was meant to tell him the truth, and he saw, because you was the mirror and he was looking at you and listening to you or whatever, and that told him the truth. Or he looked in the car mirror and he saw you coming, and it told him the truth. Whatever it is, right? He had to look with both eyes, and he might have saw you in his car mirror, or he looked with both eyes to see that you was a Judas, like God says. So it was some gossip some kind of way, that you was down on dirty, or that you was on the down low. Okay? You did him down on dirty because you shot this child like that. Opportunity struck, and you took that opportunity. Let's see what this says. Opportunity struck. Alright, too sloppy. I don't know what that one is. But opportunity struck, and you went on. Right? So, to do whatever you done. So, he was running. That's true. So maybe he is running up your peace because of some rumors that might have been around that everybody don't know about, what maybe a couple of the young people know. Maybe something like that. He was running up your peace maybe, and it was an opportunity for you to come after him. That's sloppy. I don't know what that is. I can't make out that card. I don't know what that is, Lord. I can't make that out. So let's just see if I can make out this one. So we got building a fortune a lot. He talking about money. Right? Somebody could be a Capricorn or Earth sign. You, him, or somebody connected. Okay? So let's just see. So we have with this one. Literature, paperwork, whatever this is. Let's just see. You was going to revamp, or you wanted him to revamp and do things all night, all day, or you was as far as something dealing with literature, or paperwork, or whatever this is. Let's just see. Maybe you was going to take a chance, wanted him to take a chance. We got number 46, number 62, number 10. Let's just see. That's too sloppy. I don't know what that is. I wrote that too fast. I don't know. Okay, let's just see. I think I feel all the main cards came out where I could see what it was. It's a world, right? worth. He was worth $1 million plus more, God says. You didn't think he was worth a cent, though. You couldn't control yourself in your own skin. You was out of control, sir. You was a ticking time bomb, said. He was dizzy, drowsy, overwhelmed, or whatever, or you was. Okay. Next one. There's a money scheme going on. So I feel the money scheme gone wrong because you murdered him. It's a money scheme right here. He need to get out of the circles that kept him stuck. Because God says that he was the best, but you feel you the best. He had to enjoy the life that God gave him. Because tension came about. Okay, what's the other one? So we have right here that hats off to you. You thought you was going down Benefit Alley. Okay, so, okay, that's all the cards. That's a lot of cards. So, you thought you was going down Benefit Alley. Well, he thought he was at one time, but it seemed like he didn't want to be part of this no more, or something like that. Or he didn't get money he supposed to have been paid, or whatever this is. So, it was like some kind of gossip you was in. Deputy. Gossip you was in. It might wasn't with everybody all around where you live at, but with those young people right there. The ones who was in the car with him. And you. So everybody else don't know what all you was doing, because you like the Gemini. Okay, so the Gemini sign, yeah, a lot going on with you. Okay. So, let's see. Let you know all about it. So that's what it looks like, some kind of money scheme gone wrong. He knew a secret or more than one he could tell on you, so you didn't want him to go to jail, go down for nothing and go to jail because he can tell on you. And if he tell on you, that will mess you up. So what you did was kill him, right? Because he would have to do some talking. Because they get put on a witness stand and the judge say tell the truth. He got to tell the truth. And that means he's going to tell on you. And you didn't want him to tell on you. So what you did was took this child's whole life away from him because you don't want nobody to know what you doing behind the scenes. So you're going to take his whole life away from him. How selfish is that? But God said that you're Satan anyway. God said he's coupled off with Satan, and you are Satan going off what God said. You are Judas going off what God says because you act like you was alright with him, but really you wasn't. You just was using him for your benefit. That's what you were doing, using him for your benefit, for your cause. And he thought he was alright with you, and he's sitting making friends with you, and you are the deputy. Right? And that's one thing he shouldn't have been doing, was making friends with the deputy. I don't know how he thought he can trust and have loyalty out of you. You're not even on the same page. You supposed to have been somebody who uphold the law and things like that. And, you know, so some kind of way something went south. Because it's something he definitely used to indulge in. And he might have been at that time still, or he might quit it at that time. I just don't know. And you mad because you ain't want to be a school loser because he ain't want you no more, whatever this is. But the secret is on the table. He let the secret out. He let that secret out. It's clear as day what the secret was. Because God ended it with a money scheme. You was hooked in some gossip. And it might have just was those boys right there and him and nobody else. But just those three. And they can't even tell the truth about whatever because they feel like they're going to get in trouble. So they got to just try not to get themselves in further deeply in trouble. Or whatever. So, okay, universe. Okay. Let me see if there's any more. Let me see how much time left on here. Ryan. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it can't be 3 hours. I never had a video that long. Is it 3 hours? Oh my goodness, I gotta get off of here. Oh my goodness, I told you there's more cards than I think I ever had in one video. No, it might not be, but I don't know. It seemed like a lot. I don't know. This could be 200 cards, I said. I just don't know. So let's just see. I'm trying to end it now, universe. Is there anything else? Is there anything else, universe? So you seem like everything been said as far as the what this situation with the officer. Deputy, right? Let me just see if I can get at least like 20 cards, no more than that, because I got to make sure this can upload. I never had a video this long ever before. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. If it don't go on, I guess it's just not meant for it to go on. I just can't. I don't know, because I cannot believe it. But I'm going to put 20 to 25 for his father. Universe, you know all about it. Universe, you know all about it. Give me something for Mr. Ryan Hinton. Universe, you know all about it. That's for the vengeful right here. Vengeful. He is there. Vengeful. He fell in detention time. That's true. Okay, he's coupled off with Satan. Okay. He wanted peace. Okay, that's right. Universe, you know all about it. One more. He was laser focused. He was picking on whoever during detention times. He wanted to drop his burden. He wanted to lead an X in the class. Okay, let's go a little bit. I'm going to see if I can kind of make this fast because I don't know if this video going to go on. I never had one that long ever before. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. Okay, let's just flow. Okay, I need 25 cards to go fast and see if this will go up or not. Oh my goodness. Okay, it was hyped up. He went through torture and it was hyped up. So we have right here that dealing with something called cognizable help was coming because he wanted life to be like it was before his son was murdered. So it was racial abuse and it was hyped up against him. Okay, let's go. So we have right here that he had to be the God in him and take the reins and run with it. So he felt boxed in, but his son was put in a box. Follow me? Let me just see. So we have right here, he saw it in a moment and jumped for joy. So we're going to say that he saw an officer evidently because he supposedly had ran over somebody. So it was time for him to invest. It's nice to want to help at home, but it won't work. So some kind of way maybe he invested in this right here, jumping for joy as far as he saw it in a moment, as far as this person, that officer he saw. I don't know if he chuckled or not, I don't know, so. Let's see, you know about it, so. We have right here that he wondering if it's his fault or somebody saying it's his fault that he stole from somebody. I mean that he stole, so he as far as him, he murdered the deputy, supposed, right? So people looking at him as is his fault that the deputy was murdered. Anything like that? Let me see one. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. Okay, so we have right here that here Earth Angel had to refuse to stay in a puddle. It would keep him wet. Okay, so he felt a certain kind of way in his emotions. So we have right here sticking around fire with no nonsense lessons to father. So it says right here he's going to be okay with his looks and know he was beautiful. So his race. So he's sticking around fire with no nonsense lessons. He didn't control the outcome. Okay, something was online. It was going to conclude, and I feel about what happened with his son, what he saw online. Okay, so he went somewhere. He went somewhere, and it turned out negative. So he wasn't valuing others. Newsflash, he felt like. So it was wake up time. So down, he needed help some kind of way. Somebody to help him be himself, right? So the next one is he's going to be revamping something all night, all day, or whatever, or somebody else. So we have right here that look at his life. If you don't see no progress, he got to ask himself why. So here, Earth Angel 2, do not refuse any help God give him as far as counseling or whatever. So something come from his own childhood. So he got number 41 or 14. So 14 was in the storyline for Ryan. Remember, you heard me say that, right? It was an S-show, it was a carbon copy of something that might have happened to him when he was young with the cops. I just don't know, right? So we have he wanted his cup filled, and that is time, romance, or money. So I'm gonna leave it at that for this part is Mr. Rodney Hilton. He wanted his cup filled as far as this situation, because he wanted his cup filled. He wanted to drop his burden. He felt a certain kind of way because of what happened to him. He's in his emotions, and he wanted his cup filled. He wanted to get back, feel better, or whatever it is, or So let me just end it because I didn't know I had it this long. Okay, this is the Brass Love 1 Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. Peace to the family.